Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
What the fuck is up,
What
people?
up?
This is episode 222.
222.
Of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Give me a hell yeah!
And over here is your boy JC. No
And Martine.
Yo, what the fuck is up, guys? How y'all doing?
Chilling like a motherfucking villain. How the fuck you doing? How the fuck y'all doing?
I'm chill. I'm out of energy for some reason.
Well, I was about to say it's Monday. No, it's Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Must be the case of the Mondays. Am I right?
Am I right?
No. I watch that shit all the damn time. The way she said that shit, it must be the case of the Mondays. Am I right?
Case of the Mondays. Am I right?
Am I right? Give her an Emmy for that.
Just for that.
Just for that role.
No, not even the whole role. Just
for that
that
scene.
line.
Oh yeah, and for best
You
actress.
think that's what middle-aged white women say after they realize that they call the police on black people?
Just another case of the Mondays.
Am
I right? And the Emmy for best actress, Elizabeth Olsen, WandaVision. They just keep showing that clip. Just another case of the Mondays. Am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the shits. So, where should we start? Should we start at Nigga America and Buck or Justice League?
Nah, that's not where I want to start.
Okay, where you want to start?
He said, nah, let's hang a left.
Okay.
Because I got time, at least for this.
Okay.
Because I've been patiently waiting for at least 2 or 3 years to catch this motherfucker slipping. I just had to be patient. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I was getting tagged in Facebook posts about, JC was telling y'all about this motherfucker.
Oh, you saw the bitch in him. Well, you saw the dirty backing in him.
Men can always spot the sheep in wolves' clothing the same way women can spot
females.
The female version of that.
Yeah. And it's just so funny because it's just so funny because we as men are so much more inclined to believe women after the fact when they say it, like, oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
But when men tell women, it's always, you're just being a hater. He's just saying what you don't want to hear. Mm-hmm. But Derrick Jaxn.
Somebody did this.
Bring your ass
to the stand.
Guilty.
Damn.
Shame.
That was quick.
Fucking Game of Thrones.
And I've been waiting, baby.
Shame.
For multiple years. Oh. Do it again.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Okay, that's enough.
For multiple years, I had to go on I didn't have to, but I chose to go on posts where women were backing this foolish, ghoulish, dirty ass. Ugh. If there's one thing I despise when it comes to men, it's men who feel like they need to have a better chance with women by throwing other men under the bus. And that has nothing to do. Oh man. And that has nothing to do with cheaters. You could be the almighty faithful.
Right.
You be faithful, you can cheat, you can do whatever you want to do. That's your prerogative, however you want to live. Mm-hmm. Just don't throw men under the bus when you do it.
Yeah.
And I knew something was up with homie, and I kept telling people over the years.
Saw it. He just sensed it.
He was doing TED Talks in a truck, fam.
Yeah.
He didn't even have the audacity to go in the house and go do it in front of a green screen. He's doing it in a truck.
Or in your living room with the fucking light and shit like that.
You know, like in a truck.
That's what a lot of them do. Even those little alpha male niggas, they always do that shit in about the red pill niggas. They always do it in their car and shit.
Oh, you mean the betas?
You call them beta niggas?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
This man is clearly a beta.
Well, not him. I'm talking about in general. Like, the whole genre, I guess, on YouTube.
I mean, anytime, like, it depends on what you're speaking on. Like, if you feel comfortable just being in the truck and you just talking with the shit, but, like, when you specifically, like, locked in mode and you trying to drive points and deliver points, Have some decency and get a screen behind you, man. Like everything you're saying,
like a fucking weatherman, like a weatherman and shit like that.
Pointing at the fucking graphics. And here we have.
You know what I'm saying? You doing TED Talks? I'm seeing cars come back, like in and out the screen and all that shit.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
at least make it semi-professional.
Right.
God
so
damn it.
the fact that he did that, and it was always. I'm always going to be one that is down for men that want to share conversation with women in general and highlight things.
Yeah.
But it also just comes to a point too where it's like, damn, every talk you say, a woman she's just void of all accountability, huh?
So he's just only. I never watched this. I've seen some clips where he's saying all the videos are just directed towards women.
Yeah.
No, he never talked about what men should do.
There was one in particular where Gilly the Kid. It was within the past few years. Gilly the Kid was talking about how he was liking pictures on Instagram. His girl or the girl he was dealing with at the time didn't like it, and he was like, "I'm just liking them. I ain't fucking her. If you think that's the case, like, bitch, leave." And then he responds on it and he goes, "See, this is all what it's all about. He's gaslighting you." And, making it seem like because if the roles were reversed and you were liking pictures, he would have a problem with it. And it was like, why would anybody have...
What kind of dirty Mac... Like, the fuck? That's some dirty Mac and shit. I know that. I know them type of niggas.
Yeah. He was doing that constantly, over and over and over again. And it was always... I'm not one that says you got to put blame on either men or women altogether, like, all the time. But it just... It's fishy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when all your videos,
like you
do not require women to hold any type of accountability for whatever goes down.
You can tell
nothing.
Yeah.
And right then it only took a few moments of one or two videos to be like, oh, he's selling y'all fantasy against you because he don't believe in this shit.
That's a ding.
And from that standpoint, this just furthers.
He's like the anti Kevin Samuels.
It's not even the anti. Kevin Samuels was here to save us from this nigga.
He's the type of nigga like you need to watch out for. Like the type of nigga that will like he'll try to sleep with your wife behind your he'll try to sleep with your wife and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's the type of nigga you need to watch out for.
Yeah,
like he's all BFF with them and shit. Like, oh, who's this nigga?
So he got caught. I don't know when it was the fact that he got caught cheating. But a lot of women.
Came out and said that he was...
No. Oh. And a lot of black women who supported this man and used what he was saying to bash just men in general, particularly black and brown men. Mm-hmm. You know how they feel when it comes to cheating, but you also know how they feel when it comes to cheating with another woman of a different background. If you get what I'm saying.
Like, he's white or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
And apparently that's what took place. And then it became this whole thing of, again, this wasn't for all women. Yeah. There were some who saw through the BS. This is what I'm speaking about. This is only for the women who enjoyed his videos enough to try to throw it in men's faces over the years. Yeah. This is what this is about. Because when this happened, all of a sudden it became, well, I'll see. Like, two things to be right. He was wrong, but what he was saying wasn't wrong.
Oh, they were saying that type of shit?
Yeah.
So they want no accountability.
Yeah.
They want to know accountability.
No. Okay. No accountability for following a false prophet.
Of course.
The Lord warned you about niggas like him.
Of course.
Thank you.
I tried to toss him the alley-oop, man.
It was.
So while I don't know if you guys seen Lil Duval's Instagram, he having a field day with that nigga on his Instagram. Lil Duval's shit is hilarious. And like when we finish with this, just go watch the last 48 hours of his Instagram.
He was waiting for this type of shit.
Yeah, now he been waiting.
He's been waiting, baby.
But what ended up making it worse was that he decided, I have to clean this up. And how do I clean it up? I'm gonna sit here with my wife,
holding her hand. That was the most
in a bonnet.
That was some weird shit. Like, I remember seeing the video. I've never seen his face, but I never really like put two and two together. Mm-hmm. But when I saw the video of him just sitting there holding her hand, and he was just like explaining how he cheated on her, but the way he was saying it, you could tell it was like rehearsed and it was scripted damn near. And it was just, he came up so nonchalantly, like it was just like he was just ordering food and shit like that. Like, yeah, so yeah, I was cheating. I like, what's it called? I did it multiple times, and you know, I did it behind her back and in front of her. Sometimes, you know, she just came home and she just watched me do it, you know. But you know, I love her and I'm going for help. Like he was just casually talking about it, and it was just so weird to see. It was like some sociopath shit. Just the way it came off, and his wife
wild.
just sitting there like, yes, daddy, just nodding her head, not saying nothing. It's like, okay, and yeah, and we're gonna go and fix this because I need help, and I just realized my fucking situation. It was weird.
And then the funny thing about that, again, going back to the women who just blindly support him and then were throwing up excuses, a few of them saw that and were like, I can never do that, be doing that for no. Matter of fact, when was the last time you saw a man willingly do that next to his wife? And somebody brought up Will Smith next to Jada.
Oh, shit.
And then the response for that was, but they were separated. This and it was like, that wasn't the question. You asked, when did a man sit across from his wife? It didn't matter what happened in between that time. That was still his wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so again, that rolled out. But then what made it worse? This nigga then used that
He tried
footage,
to pull a B-Rabbit. That's what he tried to do.
Yeah, and he gave himself a third-person review,
A reaction
and
video.
reaction on him
And his wife.
admitting that he had infidelity issues. Which
And-
at that point,
but
again, he was in his truck.
That's some bull.
He did it again in his truck.
Oh, back in his truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was trying to mimic what people were saying to him, so he was trying to get in front of the bullet. But it just still seemed weird. And he was even roasting his wife in the comments and shit. With the bonnet and shit like that. He was still kind of making fun. And he didn't demonetize it. Like, he was making money off of it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I know, of course! But...
See, that one wasn't even intentional.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I had to dunk it on you.
Yeah.
Either way.
That was like Anthony Edwards type shit, bro. Like,
But yeah, it just seemed... It was weird. And a lot of shit doesn't make me not creeped out, but just look at you just weird. Like that's grade A weirdo activity, like psychopathic, sociopath shit. Like
Yeah.
And then what makes it even worse, his wife even did a reaction video, and she seems off the fucking rocker too.
are you serious?
Yeah, she was on all camouflage and looking all fucking Black Panthered out and shit. It was weird too. Like y'all deserve each other. Ugh,
About times.
niggas.
Sweetie and Quavo broke up too.
I didn't care.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm not really. Not
Yeah.
really. Nah, I really don't care.
Niggas were living out there.
Like I really
It
don't
was just
care.
it was a hard week for women that base their relationship status on people on social media that they have no idea who they are in real life.
Oh, for sure.
Like I just remember a bunch of people just on Valentine's Day.
That's exactly what I was
Quavo
about to
don't
say
play
right
about
now.
Sweetie. I need me a Quavo. This, that, and all of a sudden now it's
Yeah.
Quavo's dirty. Like it was
Because
like,
he
wait, what?
cheated, and she
Yeah.
alluded that he cheated or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the Birkin bags didn't mean shit all of
Right.
a sudden. You know
And then
what I
all
mean?
of a sudden and then he goes.
She's
and
like, I'm
says,
tired of I'm tired of
giving my love to someone when he's giving to someone else.
No, what she was saying was the gifts and all that can no longer hide the fact that I don't smile. I only smile for the public and keep
Yeah.
secrets, this and that. And it's like,
Like it only works as a band-aid for so long or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
And then Quavo responds back and said, "You're not who you say you are," and da 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 da.
genius.
That was some
Now,
gaslighting.
see,
That's-
that was on some future shit.
That's
Genius.
some gaslighting shit.
Like seriously.
I thought that meme when you see him and Quavo in the studio, and Future says, "Press send."
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, it was that.
No, that shit was funny. Like, because it hasn't even been,
A week.
like, it hasn't even been confirmed or whatnot. But the idea,
Oh, it's confirmed.
The idea of Quavo reading that,
everywhere.
the idea of Quavo reading that and then hitting her like,
And then she
you
was,
you walked in the house, you caught me cheating. You didn't even have the audacity to ask if I was okay. You
Yeah.
not the woman that I thought you were.
just like some gaslighting shit. That's all it is. And then she retweeted because she had to get the last word in. Said, "Take care." And then females
Yeah.
were just going.
And then the joke
women
went
were-
around that all he read was "take car,"
And
then
there's a rumor.
God damn.
And a rumor came out, people, that he repoed the car that he bought her.
Yeah.
yeah.
I live for that petty. That's
I don't
round
know
of
if that's
applause.
a rumor too, because apparently she just got a new car, so
Hey,
chances
hey,
are.
hey, man,
You know what I mean?
hey, that's a round of applause for the petty.
No, it is.
Hey,
I live for petty shit sometimes.
It is. If the gifts aren't enough to
It's a Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid anymore.
Yeah.
Then you
Nor
don't
is
need
a
that.
car.
Yeah, you don't need that.
You don't need
It's
that.
You don't need it.
You need that. You're a rapper.
Yeah.
You're just like me. You are just like me.
Yeah. But I saw
Not
women.
exactly.
I saw women bring Quavo and Future in the mix when trying to defend Derrick Jaxn. Like, oh, he just proven he just another Future. It's like, oh no. Hold up.
Future never did that.
Future
shit.
tell you that he's Slumlord 10. Like that's
He's upfront about
Yeah.
it. He's upfront that he ain't
Yes.
shit.
yeah. Now
Because
you
he listen to
can
his songs.
you cannot like it. You can do however you want to do. But one thing you cannot say is that he does not let you know what it is up front.
Yeah.
This is a man, on the other hand, be selling you fantasies
Right.
all the while.
He
while
sells
he's,
you a Tyler Perry movie.
yeah, all the while he's the leading villain in a Tyler Perry movie.
Like he's
the
pretty
entire
much
time.
he's pretty much the villain in the beginning of the Tyler Perry movie that shows you all the good stuff, says all the right things, has you live happy after. But then when you realize he's an asshole, then that's when the evil dark skinned man comes
And when
out.
he realizes he's an asshole, by that point it's ashtray, bitch.
Ashtray, bitch!
Shit.
The crazy thing is that's not even the worst movie he's done.
No, it's not.
He's done
By far some of the worst wigs though.
what was the worst Tyler Perry movie?
I don't believe I've watched it.
Okay, before I guess it was the Netflix one. I think that was the grade A.
That was
one.
the worst one I've seen. I've heard a lot worse, and I purposely skipped those.
Yeah, I really don't.
I
I think
Tyler
Tyler, he's got like
movies.
21. He's got like the
I think
Tyler
Aqua-
Perry Cinematic Universe. He's got like 22 or some shit. I've probably only seen like 6.
Yeah, well, Acrimony, the one with Tashari P. Henson, that shit's just funny to watch. To me, it's unintentional comedy, but I don't think. I think the worst one was that Netflix shit, and
Well, yeah, I mean, he turned a bedroom into a courtroom,
yeah,
and then what else did they do?
the wigs,
The wigs wasn't there.
the script,
screenshot?
the script was. Oh my god, the screenshot on the fucking text message.
Yeah,
And he made it in what? 2 weeks? He made the whole movie in 2 weeks. Like it was.
yeah.
It was
He wrote
Machiavelli.
it. He wrote it. They filmed it. He
Oh, that
edited
shit.
it.
Yeah. Okay, now I know which one you guys are talking about.
Tyler Perry, the 14-day theory.
The 14-day theory. It's not even Tyler Perry, just Medea.
Yeah.
Medea, the 14-day theory. Medea Valley.
Machiavelli. God damn it.
The Perry Illuminati all through your body like a 12
Tyler
gauge
Belly.
shot. Tyler Belly.
Belly.
Shit. Anyway, yeah, that's that.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad week for people in relationships. Just bonds all together.
Joe Budden?
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex
Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez. They
Well, that's not
fought off
surprising
there.
to me. I'm surprised it lasted this long.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
How long was it? 3
Took a while to
years?
get that
Some
next one.
shit.
Like, how long was her shit with Diddy? She was with Diddy for like, I'm just starting from Diddy. Diddy was like a year, right?
I was gonna say, I'd
Year and a half,
be
2 years?
impressed if it went a year.
What, it was 99. They broke in 2001 because that was when everything went to court.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when it was official though. Like,
Yeah. And
okay,
then
okay.
it was the dancer that lasted for like 6 months.
And
Then
then
it
Ben
was
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. That lasted for like a year. They were engaged in everything. Then she went to the strip club and she was like, nope. Then it was Mark Anthony. That lasted a good minute.
Yeah.
Because they got kids and shit. And I
Yeah.
thought that was going to last. I really
Right.
thought that was going to last.
Same
But
here.
nope.
Nope.
Nope. And then it was Alex Rodriguez. And that lasted a good minute. But then.
Didn't she have another background dancer between that time?
Oh yeah. She
Yeah.
was dating. She was fucking Drake for a
Probably.
minute too. And then then it was fucking Alex Rodriguez, and I thought that was gonna last for a good. Cause they were good. They were together for like what 3-4 years ish.
Around that.
Yeah, and then they said they're working things out, but in our narrative, they're broken up.
Well, they called off the engagement from what they said. So
Huh?
that's what they said. They called the engagement off.
Yeah.
They can be working it out, and that's fine. But the engagement as of now is off.
J-Lo
So as of
collecting
right now,
Yeah.
J-Lo collecting
It's in
fucking.
shambles.
She's collecting engagement rings like Infinity Stones, bro.
Yeah.
How many she
Serious
needs left?
though.
She got like 4, right? So she needs 2 more because Thanos had 6, right?
That's J-Lo.
yes.
J-Los. And I'll snap your
God
fingers and all
damn.
couples just break up.
Yeah.
And it'll bring balance to the fucking universe.
Gary Owens' wife filed for divorce.
I guess he was cheating, allegedly.
That's gonna suck for his routine, man.
He'll figure it out.
That's really gonna suck for his routine. I'm
Couples-
sure somebody else is breaking up at this point. we just don't know. I mean, the NBA trade deadline is less than 24 hours away, so
Fuck
some
already.
players and teams divorcing each other with that, and then they got
Yup.
the buyout, so that's going on.
Speaking of
Yep.
relationships, kind of tethered. Well, not tethered, just in shambles. Joe Budden, bring your ass to the
Somebody did this.
stand. Last month, when he announced that he got the Patreon deal, we were on his podcast debating about, his business dealings, but I was on record by saying, I hope he doesn't fuck this up.
You did.
Spoiler. Ring the alarm.
I mean, it's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, it wasn't a prediction.
Yeah,
It was and I said, I hope he does it. I was like, and Charlamagne even called it when he was on Complex. She was like, I hope he don't fuck this up. And they got fucked up. This one, really? Like I said it. The way it's moving, I said I really hope I can see Rory and Mal leaving at one point. There are times I love being right, but this one, I kind of like it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, bro, you've been gloating about this shit all day. What are you talking about?
I mean, shit. Like, it happens, man. When it happened exactly as I foreseen it. Well, I didn't see it foreseen like this. It took less than a month. He had the Joe Budden Network for how long? A month? Almost. It happened in February.
No, a little bit longer than that.
Like less than almost 2 months.
Joe Budden Network started like
in February. That's when he. Oh no,
January. Back in like September or something.
But when he went to Patreon, I think I
Patreon for a month, but the Joe Budden Network,
the overall network, like 3 months. Yeah, but the whole Patreon shit was like a month. But okay, if y'all don't know, Rory and Mal, as of right now, are not on the Joe Budden podcast no more because of reasons that Joe does not want to be specific about.
Well, they still are. They're just on strike.
Yeah, apparently, because I knew something was up when there wasn't an episode last Wednesday, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then on Saturday, when the Saturday podcast, it was officially Ice and Savon, who's always behind the scenes, which was a good episode, by the way.
Yeah, it actually was.
Yeah, I actually like Savon. I'm gonna listen to his podcast. I'm like, wow, but I could tell when he was going in on Budden about the whole Justin Bieber shit, and Joe didn't want to fucking like admit to it. He's kind of grossed over it and went to the next subject. I was like, oh yeah, Savon gonna be here no much longer.
Shit.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, well maybe they both have breaks, but there was rumblings in the E streets that something was wrong, and then this episode that dropped this past Wednesday, I looked at the description and all it said was talk to him. And I was like, okay, this ain't good. And Joe went on for a full hour talking about nothing. I know that because I kept listening, and he was just talking in circles about the whole ownership, how important the podcast was, and all this other shit. He said Rory and Mal ain't here, and I'm gonna get to the shits of it. Pretty much in a nutshell, from what I've read and rumors and what inside sources, quote unquote, are saying, is that it's about money. Yeah, it's literally about money, pretty much. In a nutshell, they're not happy about how Joe has been treating them and shit like that. And Joe even went in specifically about what happened with him and Rory, because they've been kind of bickering. And if you listen to the podcast, you can kind of sense there was some tension between them and shit like that. And Rory said that he wanted to punch Joe in the face. He wanted to box him. And they were all just laughing about it, but Rory was dead the fuck serious.
See, the thing about it is, though, to me anyways, they've been saying that for the longest time.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
It's been boiling over.
And I say that literally every episode.
I will fight you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I kind of sided with Rory on this whole situation.
He said he was
around, bro.
He said he would specifically cave his face in. He said it's flat out. And there was one particular moment I saw a clip of when I guess Rory was in a really serious talk about disconnecting from certain people within his life and shit, because I guess he's been going through it, and Joe wasn't taking him serious at all and kept interrupting him and laughing at him and saying other shit, and Rory was kind of keeping it cool and laughing, but he was just like, oh yeah, I've been saying I wanted to fight you for the longest time, and it kind of zoomed in on Rory, and he just stared at Joe like he was dead the fuck serious, and I was like, oh, he was serious, okay, shit. So it goes from that, and then it goes to like the whole Spotify deal, because apparently Joe he turned down $30 million from Spotify that he didn't tell and I guess they didn't agree to that, but it was just the Joe Budden podcast, so Joe pretty much was the one spearheading that. And then we get the Triller. That, the same Triller that is hosting Versus now, and that
Owns Versus, because
Timbaland and Swizz Beatz sold it to them
to get on the board.
And pretty much Joe has always talked about ownership this, creatives this, ownership that, and then he's hearing Timbaland and Swizz Beatz literally selling their name to Triller and shit. And same shit with Jay-Z when he sold his share to fucking Jack Dorsey for Tidal and shit like that. So the reason why I'm bringing up Triller, because I remember distinctly about a few months ago, they were also talking about when they were free agents before the Patreon deal. They were talking about the Mike Tyson fight that was on Triller and shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And Joe brought up, like, he just randomly brought up, oh yeah, I had a conversation with Triller. I had a meeting with Triller, and they offered me a whole lot of money, like a blank check. They offered me a whole lot of money.
He said, name your price, and I hung up.
Yeah, because it was like a lot more money. I didn't know. He kind of laughed it off, and then it just got silent. I'll never forget, it got silent after he said it. And then you hear Parks go, really? And you could tell Maul and Rory didn't say nothing. And it was like, you could tell that was the first time they heard that. And I was like, really, Joe? Really?
I really hope it wasn't the first time they
No,
heard
it was when you heard Parks.
It sounded like it was. Because
Parks,
even I was like...
but I'm saying, though, like, I hope it wasn't. You know what I mean?
No,
You
Parks,
hear that shit on air like that? Like,
he just casually said it, like he didn't let them know about it.
Yeah.
And he's cutting them out. And I guess with the Patreon deal, people are saying that Joe's getting the majority of the cut and not nobody else. So, yeah, it's like money issues and shit like that, pretty much. And
Joe the new Birdman?
I mean, yeah. Or the new
Podcast
Tony
Birdman?
Stark. Or the new Tony Stark.
Yeah, we're going to
We'll
get
get to him.
yeah.
We're going to get to him.
That nigga still runs the Avengers.
Even in death.
Yeah, even in death.
But we're going to get to
Tony Stark runs the Avengers.
We're going to get to Stark later. But Joe... fuck, man. And then even on the episode, man, like, y'all didn't listen to it, but it was just... For the first time, I was annoyed listening to him. Because it's like, it was one thing with the whole Eminem shit. It was one thing with the Spotify shit. But these are your fucking co-hosts that you've had around you for, what, 4 or 5 years and shit like that?
I was going to say, even beyond co-hosts,
Your
man,
boys,
they're
your friends.
Yeah.
And you're talking in circles about the situation. When you know you fucked up. Like, this whole Joe Budden network has not been around for almost 3 months. And within 3 months, it's
been around for 6 months.
6 months? What was the other? It was... when did the logo stop popping up? Oh yeah, you're right. It has started.
Yeah, because I remember when it popped up.
When it was still on Spotify. Yeah, you're right.
I was going to go get my car checked out for the tires. And last time I did that was around September, October.
Okay, yeah.
So that was when.
And there was still a Spotify around that time.
Yeah,
you're right.
Remember the week before that. That was when Charlemagne, his announcement had taken place.
Yes.
And then the week later was.
Joe Budden.
Joe Budden, yeah, all of a sudden. Now it's starting to look like he just did that just to go one-on-one with Charlemagne and shit. But what was the point I was trying to make? Oh yeah, so the shit hasn't even been around when he started getting shows. What's that one show called? Not the Karen Civil one. But what's the other one?
See the Thing
Is. Yeah. One of the co-hosts already left already. And the reason why is because there was an episode when Joe popped up on there, but they edited clips out because he was being like an asshole to her and being a straight up creep, saying he wanted to fuck her and shit like that. And she got creeped out and she left. And now and then there was clips coming out when on the Patreon saying like, oh, I have to pay like he was going off on all of them about Parks like editing shit. He just came off like a fucking like not a madman, but like he was power hungry. Like what's the word for it? Like when you're showing off your power, you're flexing. A power trip. There you go. He was going off on a power trip and shit like that. And now you lost, as of right now, your 2 co-hosts.
On strike.
Oh, they're on strike, but right now. Right? It's just, and I'm just like, I told y'all last month, there's a pattern with all of this. Even regardless of his business dealings, it's like when it was Slaughterhouse and Shady, he blamed Eminem and fucking Paul Rosenberg. When it was the whole everyday struggle shit, he blamed Complex. When it was Spotify, they offered him $30 million, but he wanted complete ownership, thinking he's Joe Rogan and shit like that. He blamed Spotify, and now it's this shit.
But who's he blaming this time though?
He low-key was trying to blame them in a way. When you listen to it, he low-key was kind of trying to blame them.
Like he was pointing the finger back at them.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Like, yeah, in a way, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. When y'all listen to it, in a way, he was kind of being little subliminally. He was kind of coming off like, like I did everything I could do type of shit. When really he did say that they got into an argument, and Parks did say like, yeah, you kind of put salt to the wound because Maul went on Twitter, and he has not been on Twitter since all this went down. The only thing he said was, respect is non-negotiable. And that's all he said. And Maul be saying some stupid shit on that podcast, but he's a man of honor. That's what I give him respect for. And Rory, like, again, Rory's still tweeting, you know? But I don't know, Joe. You better make this better. I swear to God. Like, what the fuck, man? How did you fuck this up? Like, how? What y'all got to say? Y'all his biggest fans. What y'all got to say?
Yeah, no, you were definitely right in that aspect. My whole thing was when I was countering that argument last month was just the fact when you were like bad business. And the only reason why I was saying that was just because we ourselves don't know what bad or good business is. So we never signed contracts. So we have no place to... We can talk about it, but to just say he's got bad business, like, that's where I was going at. But in terms of how he practices it,
that's a whole different...
Yeah.
That's the one... That's what I was touching on.
I didn't debate on that.
That's the one I was touching on, because I was saying he could have good business, all this other shit, but I'm seeing the pattern. And it's like he always blames that person. He takes no accountability at all. Like, at all.
Right. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure he's realizing now.
You thought he would have learned it from...
No, I say now because the podcast is out. So he's getting responses from people.
Yeah, he knows.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that now he's realizing the higher you get on the food chain, you start running out of people to blame because you're the one that's at the top.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
I mean, it's called the Joe Budden Podcast. When you look at it, I always realized, like, even when he was on Spotify, it was the Joe Budden Podcast with Rory and Mal and shit, right? But when you went on Spotify, you saw the picture. It just said the Joe Budden Podcast. You never saw Rory and Mal right next to him. It was just Joe Budden's face. Even on all the billboards and shit, it was just Joe Budden's face. The Joe Budden Network. Just Joe Budden. He branded himself as Joe Budden. Joe Budden and the rest of you niggas.
Well, that makes sense because...
he was branding himself.
Not only
more
that.
than just himself, though.
But not only
you know
that,
what I mean?
but it does make sense because you got to think of the first time when he did brand himself digitally.
Yeah.
It's Joe Budden TV. So he's just trying to... He's just trying to keep in line
I just remember
with
when
that.
When
I'll at least cut him slack in that aspect.
I remember originally what it was called, I'll name this podcast later, which I did like that title. He should have kept that title. But when he wanted to rebrand it and call it the Joe Budden Podcast, I was like, okay, whatever. But
I think that was also for marketing too. It makes it easier.
Yeah,
I'll name this podcast later versus the Joe Budden podcast. Like it, there's a big difference.
But yeah, man.
You definitely hope that just for their friendship. Even the reports coming out saying that they have talked off air, they have said that it is love, but what's been going down in recent times is
if you listen to the episodes, you could sense there was some tension there. I mean, I did. I sensed it. That's why I kind of was turned off for a bit for like a few episodes. I didn't listen to a few episodes because I could just sense it, you know? So
I'm not going to say that I sensed it. I just thought it was just on the show type shit. You know what I mean? Like, just
because they've done it before.
Yeah, exactly. Because they've done that a number of times.
But it just felt different this time, especially after when he announced the Patreon deal. When he was talking about the Patreon deal, and I just noticed how silent Rory and Mal were about it to an extent compared to the Spotify deal, because it was just like, That's what I've noticed.
You know what it is, Martin?
What's up?
We probably just didn't notice because we got it as we're driving and we're working.
Could be that.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't got time to pay attention
to
the
details,
little increment details. Like you just hear
I
them
was
going back and forth.
too.
No. What I'm saying is we hear it back and
driving.
forth. We stop the car. We get out. Go handle what we got to handle. Get back in.
But I was doing the same. I'll be walking around.
No, but what I'm saying is,
It's not a continuous listening.
We stop listens. We get back. By the time we get back, the player kind of goes 5 seconds over that type deal.
Plus, even after the Spotify deal, he kept kind of just jamming it down about how Spotify ain't shit. And he kept doing that like every episode. He kept bringing them up. Like, my nigga, you're done. Your contract's up.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was kind of, I guess it was overkill in hindsight. But I mean, I still understand his point of view from that aspect too, in the sense of you're offering me $30 million.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
But what I'm generating for you is a lot more than $30 million.
But you ain't Joe Rogan.
But even then, I'm Joe Budden, and hip hop knows me, and I gave you access to go get Joe Rogan.
I agree on
that's the major thing.
Yeah.
If Joe Rogan was already in the fold, then you can say, but you're not Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
In Joe Budden's case is, no, I'm not Joe Rogan, but I opened the door for you to go get Joe Rogan.
I was a guinea pig for y'all to
get so from that aspect, I do understand.
I deserve more. I deserve more. He pretty much people say he overvalued his shit.
I don't think so.
But I overvalue
personally.
them, but just with these corporations and shit like that. That's neither here or there. Either way, when it comes to his podcast, I still feel that show has hit a ceiling, and it could either go up or it could go down. So, to be continued.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll see
Damn
how
it,
plays
Joe. Shit. Like, that's how it feels. Like, you did it, Joe. You fucked it up. Like, Kamala Harris. We did it, Joe. You did it.
Maybe it's just time for them to just have a break. A couple weeks off, here and just to get away for everybody to
Cool
make
down.
the ultimate
Personally,
to make the ultimate decision.
I think Joe just needs to go outside of Rory's house with the fucking boombox.
Yeah.
Play
what
Pump It Up?
Yeah, Pump It Up. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, don't give him ideas. He'll probably listen to this and he'll be like,
I
that's
mean,
a good idea, Martin.
He should.
He probably would, man, but...
That's your friend, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But you saw-
gotta do
but then
something.
you
Like,
gotta
I'm
remember-
maybe not to that extent, because obviously I'm exaggerating like
Right.
a motherfucker. But still,
I do remember how he treated Marissa Mendez when he kicked her off the show, and I remember Rory said, you were a terrible friend when you did that shit. And then I see how he deals with his relationships, like his romantic relationships and his business dealings. It's like he self-sabotages, and it's a pattern. I've seen it. So, whatever. Do better. So
be better tomorrow.
Be better tomorrow or next week or whatever.
He ain't the only one doing hand rubs though.
Who else is doing hand rubs?
Even when he in a box in a made up universe and world.
You talking about
This man Tony Stark.
Nigga America and Buck? Oh no, yeah.
That's right, niggas.
It's time.
Save the world for coupons.
You don't know who we're talking about.
For goodwill.
Yeah.
We are talking about the season premiere episode of Nigga America.
No. You.
Oh yeah, you gotta say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
No. You gotta say the name of the show.
I was gonna say Nigga America.
No. The name of the show. The actual name of
Oh
the
yeah,
show.
yeah. The Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah. Get that shit out of here.
Get that shit out of here. It don't even matter.
Get that name out of here. The real name.
Nigga America and Buck.
You gotta get the gunshots. Or is it
Yeah, Nigga America and Buck.
Or Sam and Bucky. First 10 minutes of this show.
This is not WandaVision.
This is or like what Austin says, I'm not a sexy boy.
I don't dance, son.
First 10 minutes of this shit was just pew 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 pew. Not the gunshots, just pew 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 pew.
I'm not depressed. I don't do TV shows,
Vision
son.
ain't dead. What the fuck's a vision, son?
This motherfucker opened up jumping in helicopters.
And just gunshots. It was like Winter Soldier, Civil War. It was like
Grand Canyon.
nigga.
Oh,
like
man.
Civil War light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Winter
Like,
Soldier,
real
like
shit.
Winter Soldier.
Nah.
No, because that happened in Winter Soldier too.
Yeah, Winter Soldier without the winter.
Hey,
There you go.
but this episode was the series premiere. It was cool. Like you saw what was going on in 5 years. Sam is broke.
It's just how.
Well, he was
It's
gone
just
for
how.
5 years.
It does not matter if you've gone for 5 years.
That's what would happen to you.
No, it would not.
If
I have a life insurance policy. There is something that
so
goes
you got
to.
shit set up.
Yes, that's what
okay.
I'm saying. How does a superhero?
Well, he's too busy saving the
No,
world.
that is not the case.
He's too busy.
Okay.
Well, okay, if y'all don't know,
That
this
is
what
not
we-
the case.
this
Let me
is what we're
explain
talking
why.
about. This is what happened. No, we got before we get to this.
we got to explain a little bit.
So
Just a little bit.
Sam was with his sister, and they were trying to get a loan, and they're at the bar at the bank, and he's trying to explain it. And then the bank teller was like, "Oh, you're Falcon, right?" He's like, "Yeah," he's a celebrity and shit. He's like, "Yeah, you were gone for 5 years, and yeah, you can't get a loan. You're broke. So yeah, what's Tony Stark didn't give you anything?" And he was like, "Nah." And then that's when it just dawned on me. I was like, oh, "Tony didn't pay y'all niggas." But then I thought about it. Civil War. Remember when they had to sign the fucking the Accords, the contract and shit.
Oh yeah.
And there was one side there was Team Stark and there was Team Cap. And them niggas were Team Cap. And yeah, he didn't want to pay them niggas. Oh, you chose a side. Bye, niggas. And boys, enjoy the fucking projects.
Oh, that shit became null and void when they sent Hulk's ass back down from the far, far galaxy away.
And he didn't know what was going
Hey,
on.
that don't matter. That shit null and void. You need me. Where my check?
Well, I think.
Where my check?
I think Hulk can.
This is true.
I think Hulk can use OnlyFans and meet and greets, to get money.
I'm just
Like
saying.
Smart Hulk, because he could talk and shit like that. And
Professor Hulk.
Well, they call him Smart Hulk on the shit.
No, it's Professor.
I know it's Professor Hulk in the comics, motherfucker. But
Yes.
on Disney Plus.
I'm just saying, even if you didn't want, even if Tony Stark did not want to pay them after the fact.
Well, he could. How could he pay for him after the fact?
No. Listen, even if he didn't want to pay,
he was dead.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about after Civil War. Even if he didn't want to pay them after the fact,
but
I still get royalties off of what I did before then.
But they were gone at that point.
It does not matter.
No,
I still get.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
James Brown has been dead for how long?
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye's been dead for how long?
But
And his family's still suing on his behalf.
But you gotta remember, Stark was providing the technology and shit like that.
I don't give a damn. I was providing the ass whooping. Okay?
I'm Iron Man. Okay? I am Iron Man. I didn't need you niggas. So...
Like, you think Iron Man can fly like Falcon, nigga?
Yeah.
It takes a black man to do that swag.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of can.
No.
He can build it into
Not with that kind of swag.
Yeah, he can. He's Tony fucking Stark.
No, Tony Stark is only Tony Stark because of money.
Tony
Tony Stark is only Tony Stark because of money.
He
had a lot of swag too.
He had a lot of swag.
Not like Sam. Sam got swag, baby. Sam got swag.
But he do got that NOLA swag though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You put some respect on Tony Stark's name. That boy got swag, man.
Did any of you guys think it was funny that Sam's from New Orleans, but he's a Falcon?
Oh, son of a bitch.
I didn't guess that.
That's a ding, motherfucker.
That's a ding.
That's a ding.
We're not even going to the whole plot of the whole what's been going on. Because Bucky's going through some shit.
Because when I saw that shit, I was like, that's just cruel.
That is.
Yeah.
Because nobody wins on that end.
No.
You could be a Saints fan and you could be upset about that, and you could be a Falcons fan and be upset about that.
I don't think they put 2 and 2 together until you just said that.
Well, now they will.
Now you will. Ding.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what's fucked up is that, well, in the end of Endgame, for the people who haven't watched
some way,
that did not see Joe Biden give the fucking shield to Sam.
Fucking Joe Biden.
And he said, "This is yours now." So Sam got cold feet because that's big shoes to fill. And he was just like, you know what? This needs to be in a mausoleum. This needs to be in the Smithsonian. Which is,
I'm not gonna say he got cold feet though, bruh.
He should have just gave that. Didn't you say he should have gave it to Wakanda? Well, someone said that.
That's
vibranium.
Yeah,
no, I said he should have kept
smart.
it.
But
no. But if he wasn't gonna give it up,
it wasn't about cold feet though. Like it's just that he didn't feel right because it's like that was
yo boys.
Yeah, that was like Steve Rogers' like emblem. You know what I mean? That was his shit. You know what I mean?
If I wanted to think about it,
let me tell you
that's
something
not
right
my
now.
opinion, bro.
Hang on, I'm gonna explain this right now. I just want to put it on air so we are clear.
All right, you do that.
Okay,
what's that?
You gonna do that?
What's that?
Martine or anybody could be like, you know, I just this pod thing. I gotta step aside. But you know what? Here's my mic. At no point am I gonna say, I can't use that mic. It just don't feel right. Nah, baby.
Nah.
I'm gonna get some work out of that motherfucker. Even if it ain't me, I'm gonna outsource. And I'm gonna bring some people in to record on that microphone.
Or since it's made out of vibranium, or since it was made out of vibranium, Sam could have just gave it to T'Challa and just hold on to it for a bit so I could just think about it. That's all you had to do, and T'Challa would have been like.
But see, I understand why they didn't write that just because of what happened in real life.
But I think they were filming before he died.
But
still,
I've been writer's block. I'll be like, oh shit, got yourself in the corner.
You know what he could have did was like, I don't know,
what,
sell it. He need the money.
Put that shit on.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
Shame.
No.
On Sam.
No.
On Sam.
That's the money running up.
Yeah.
Like,
Sam.
This is vibranium.
Sam. Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam.
You smoke crack, don't you?
You smoke crack, don't you? Then why'd you share the shit? Why'd you get the shit to the white man?
Shit.
Yeah, if y'all don't know, that's what happened.
You need money, don't you?
You need money, don't you? So anyway, he gave the shield to the government, and they're like, you did the right choice. And what's his name? Don Cheadle was just like,
why'd you do that shit?
Do that shit, nigga. I'm not ready, man. Just not ready. And then he just looked at him. And I was
said,
like,
well,
no wonder why B-Rabbit fucked you up, Clarence.
Wow.
This guy's the Falcon. His real name is Clarence.
Well, when you are ready,
It's actually Anthony.
you know where to find me. And they call you Tupac.
And they call you roasting Sam right now. But anyway, after that, for like a week, I don't know, a few days later, he's just chilling, watching TV. his sister goes, "You need to watch this." And
Sam!
You need to watch this real quick.
Turn the TV on, Sam!
Oh,
Mr.
Lord.
Sam, turn the TV on. And he sits down, he's watching, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got the white Captain America." And this one white boy comes down with the shield.
Goofy looking motherfucker.
Goofy looking
too.
They gave that shit to Grayson Allen, man.
Shit.
And he had that smirk on his face. I was watching that, I'm like, "Oh, this is where we're going." Okay. So I was like, "Oh, this is where we're going."
You know who Grayson Allen is?
Who is he?
He's arguably the most hated Duke basketball player.
Oh, yeah, I know that nigga.
Bro,
They gave it straight to Grayson Allen.
I'm a
Gray
fan
Allen.
of Duke. I do not like Grayson Allen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, see?
And it went black at that point.
I was like,
That's where the episode
I
ended.
know where this is going. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not because I enjoyed that. I just enjoyed the fact that conservative, like MAGA-like people who want to use the superhero stuff to get away from reality. I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah.
Oh, get ready,
I
baby.
mean, if you see the trailer, he does get the shield back, but
Oh no, but it
what
ain't even
builds
that.
up to
It ain't even that. It's just, you're gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to watch Marvel tell you, yes, Black lives do matter.
nigga America. Oh yeah, Buck. When it comes to him, he wasn't fight. Well,
He been depressed for 100 years and he
106 years.
Fuck, man. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, they showed like a flashback when he was Winter Soldier and he was kicking people's asses, and then you saw him about to kill an Asian dude, and I was like, oh, that's great timing.
Yeah.
But then,
Oh, fuck. That didn't even hit me like that.
yeah, no. But so you see him hollering at an Asian chick. She was cute too. She was
Yes,
pretty cute.
very.
And then he was friends with this old dude and all that stuff. And he was like, oh, why is he good friends with him? And then he looks at the picture and he's the father of the Asian kid he possibly could have killed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, Bucky. Damn. Oh, but he had a whole list if you saw that, because he was like, of all the Nazi people and shit, all the racist people he has to fuck up. He had a list. He was like, I'm going to scratch you off just to fuck with you. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think you caught what it was.
What was it?
That's a list of people that he has to apologize to.
Yeah.
Make amends
That's
with.
why when he was in therapy and he went back and messed up the car and he was like, yeah, I got to let some things go, my therapist says, so here's me letting it go. And he walked away and the police came and took care of her. Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's just episode 1. So that's...
They were not lying. They said they're going to deep dive into their family lives in the first episode.
It's going to be... And the 6 episodes, we got 5 more, and they're all an hour each. Round of applause.
Yeah.
No half-hour shits no more.
This is just like that Snoop Dogg shit with what was the TV show Snoop Dizzle?
Doggy Fizzle?
Doggy
Fizzle, television.
Yeah. He said, we fine, we'll give you a show. Nah, you ain't just going to give me a show. You're going to give me a show with 6 motherfucking episodes.
6 episodes indeed.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Marvel... they made some announcements this week, because even though shit's opening back up, people are getting vaccinated. Round of applause for everybody. Disney didn't want to take that chance, because Joe Biden did say that he said that if everything is going on track, we can be semi-normal by July. So Disney was just like, well, let's move some shit. So Black Widow?
They said, first they said, when you say July, how July we
How
talking?
July we talking?
And then that motherfucker said July 4th, and they said, cool, July 7th.
July 8th. July 8th. Because it was supposed to come out in May, because pretty much as soon as Falcon and Winter Soldier was going to be done, then it was going to go to fucking Black Widow. But they moved it to July, and Black Widow will be released on July 8th, not only in movie theaters, but on Disney Plus Premium for $30, which is what they should have done in the fucking beginning. But, y'all want to be stubborn. But it is what it is. Niggas on Twitter are going like, I'm not going to pay $30 for that. What are you talking? I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
You ain't.
Shut the fuck.
Shit.
So y'all going to go to the movies for the matinee, pay $10 for that ticket, and pay your whole stimulus check at the concession stands for the popcorn.
Yeah, it's
just the popcorn.
That's not what I do.
Not you. I'm talking about the people.
Bro. Like, we are smart individuals.
We're smart, yes.
We have backpacks. We have pockets. We know how this shit works.
Booty hoes.
Whoa.
Oh, wait.
Whoa. Walk right into that.
No way
for that. Yes.
Now, mister. There's a time and place for that.
We'll get to that. Chill. We'll get to that and shortly.
shit.
Okay.
All right. Focus.
So anyway, Black Widow got pushed to July. The Shang-Chi shit got pushed to September. And Eternals is coming out in, I think, November. and then fucking Spider-Man December. They pushed their shit back.
That ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem. We can wait.
No problem.
I can wait.
No problem.
And the crazy thing is, these movies, I think Eternals is literally in the vault. That was supposed to come out last year, so it's just chilling in the vault.
Eternals going to come out the same weekend that Atlanta comes back.
Shit.
By Brian Tyree Hill about to have a field week.
Like, literally, it was supposed to, like, they probably had the trailers ready and everything. So it's like, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just went back and started just reshooting some shit real quick.
Like, just cause,
Yeah.
this didn't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You stand over here, look this way. All right, perfect.
But yeah, so they just got to kick back and just wait until it's their turn to fucking promote the damn movie. But yeah, that's that. So Marvel got their shit going. They got other Disney shit's gonna be premiering. They're gonna do the HBO shit.
Every day we get closer and closer to the biggest Disney release at the time. And it's so wild because all of this shit is pretty big and significant in their own right.
What's the biggest Disney release?
Kenobi.
Oh, they gotta film this shit.
No, but I'm saying it comes out next year.
Oh, yeah.
Every day we get closer and closer to it. But like low key, if it was on like, I don't know, Turner, that would be the biggest thing coming out on Turner. But for Disney, it's just side shit.
Like, we got
something
Kenobi
like
in the tuck.
Yeah, something like we did on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing
We're gonna
major.
give you that WandaVision. We're gonna give you that fucking. We're gonna give you that Falcon and Winter Soldier shit. We're gonna give you that Captain America. We got that Loki shit coming in
just
June.
wait on it. You know
Just wait on it. We got that Pixar shit
It'll
coming.
get here when it gets here.
Oh yeah,
This thing's got blue magic, red magic, purple magic. Like,
got that Uncle Jesse magic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Stamos has a show coming. It's called Big Shot. It's like
everybody from the Full House branch is coming over there, huh?
Yay. Well, not Elizabeth Olsen, but
she's attached to that branch.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
No, but it's like he was a former NCAA coach and he's coaching like a high school women team and shit like that. And I was like, oh, and the way the trailer looked, I'm like, that looks like a hit. I'm like, I might watch that. They got the Mighty Ducks shit coming, and I don't know if y'all saw that photo of Emilio Estevez with the alumni, the Mighty Ducks alumni, except for Charlie and Goldberg. They all look old and washed, but I might still watch it. That's what it is. But yeah, Disney, they gonna get their money. But yeah, Nigga American Buck, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. HBO.
Here we go.
Keep doing your thing. This is not about you. You have no wrongdoing in this. All you did was say, just give it to us and we'll give it to the people. This is not about HBO Max, and this is not an ad for HBO Max, even though HBO Max has got their foot up your ass right now. It's HBO Max and it's Disney Plus, and then the rest.
And then the rest.
Then there's just a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to make that perfectly clear because this is not about HBO Max, but Zack Snyder.
Somebody did this.
Warner Brothers. Push that again.
Somebody did this.
Okay. So.
Let me make this easier for you.
No. I have a grant, but I've kind of changed my stance a bit.
That's okay.
What I talk.
That's okay. I'll give you time because I just want to get some shit in.
Oh, let him get his shit off.
Get your shit off.
Yeah.
There was no reason for 4 hours of this shit. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's what it's called.
I could have did 2.5 hours, 3 hours tops, and it would have been fine. There was no reason to have 4 hours of this shit. I will say the one positive about this was that it was broken down into parts. So I at least knew where the markers were and the timestamps was. Yeah. Because I did not watch this all in 1 4 hours. How
did you skip to the bookmarks? Could you do that on HBO Max?
I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I could. I just saw the dots.
I saw the dots, yeah.
So I was like, okay. So when it got to a certain point, I was like, okay, cool. Pause, bathroom break. Okay, cool. Let me go warm up some breakfast real
I watched
quick.
it all in one sitting. Almost
like,
all in one
I watched
sitting.
it in one sitting, but it wasn't for 4 straight hours. Like,
yeah, same here.
It was probably like 4.5,
I took some breaks.
4:45.
I took some breaks here and there.
Yeah, there was just...
On the first viewing.
Listen. You could have Zack Snydered it all up and did that. Truth be told, I didn't have anything wrong with the theatrical release. I didn't see much wrong. I mean, there's only so much you could salvage with this anyways. They fucked it up from jump. They didn't go through the process like Marvel did, where the build up. They threw everything at us, and then they alluded that they were throwing everything. So there was really not much for them to do. So the Justice League theatrical release, I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. Like, this is what you can do.
Yeah.
This one was just like, okay, now I see why you was cutting the shit. All right. On one hand, I do agree the Cyborg backstory was they could have kept that. That explained a lot. The idea that it wasn't just
Steppenwolf,
Bruce Wayne and Wonder Woman's real name,
Diane.
Diane. It wasn't just about them. This one actually showed the whole camaraderie between all of them. So I get that. But when you have Flash applying for a job with dogs, and then it comes time, we already knew what was taking place, because that's the leading lady in his story. So I get that. I don't need that in slow motion for 5 minutes. Either you gonna save her or you not.
What did I
save
tell
her.
you, Martin?
Hey.
What did I tell you?
We're listening to JC, and then I'll give you my reactions afterwards.
Like, either you gonna save her or you're not gonna save her. But the idea is to throw this slow ass song in the middle of it. You grabbing hot dogs so you don't have to pay at the AMC and shit. Like, fam,
No
hurry it up. Come on, man. Like, Zack Snyder's hard on for slow motion is just like
Then the Wachowskis.
It's too much.
The Wachowskis knew how to use it. They knew how to use the shit.
Well, in the first Matrix. After that, they
didn't know. Zack Snyder OD in it. Zack Snyder
he OD'd, but I would say the Wachowskis, even after the first Matrix, they started
doing it too much.
They started dabbling a little too much. And
Zack
Snyder making it a little too ridiculous.
No, Zack Snyder is ridiculous. We could be talking in the podcast, and when he slows it down, it's like with some fucking slow ass music, Michael Jackson's Childhood playing in the background, and it's just like some other shit.
Have you seen my childhood?
Oh my god! Just imagine us talking in slow motion with that.
Searching for
You know Hey, I like that damn song. I like the instrumental, but you get my drift. Imagine that, Martine, in the Flash scene. Michael Jackson's Childhood just starts playing.
Hey, no, but time out though. Side note, side note, since you brought that up.
You better watch it.
Shit.
You better watch it.
Time out.
You better watch it.
Time out. Just hear me out.
Watch it.
Just don't say anything. Just hear me out. Please, just hear me out.
Crack my knuckles.
Hear me out. Michael, Marley.
Oh,
have you seen my child?
Anyway,
when he walks down the stage and his jerry curls is burning. Oh no! And it's Zack Snyder slow motion. Have you seen my child?
Slow motion,
and it's just burning. Like just think of episode 3 and just the burn in slow motion, but it's got Jerry curl drip. Just Jerry curl drip, Jerry curl drip and fire, just everywhere. Have you seen my childhood?
I've been searching for.
Or better yet, when he's laying in the bed and Joe comes in there, I saw someone straight in you, Michael. He just stares.
Have you seen? It's the most random moments in life. Hey, baby, you gonna come to bed? Have you seen my child? Anyway, back to your little rant.
Shit.
I couldn't tell how much. I couldn't tell how much time was in slow motion and how much time was in normal movie mode. It was too much. It just because the action scenes were okay. I understood the darker lighting.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah,
it was too long, man. We didn't need 4 hours.
Okay,
I didn't.
Your take, Martine?
No. You was next.
No, your take's next. I got a whole shit.
Now, honestly, I had no issues with it except for the last 2 scenes,
the epilogue scenes.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I was cool. It was good.
I will say this. I'm forgetting another positive. I did appreciate Batman's role in this because it fueled so much awesome Batman slander on the timeline.
Oh my God.
It was incredible. He was so fucking worthless in this movie.
Well, when you hear Zack Snyder's plan for what he had for Batman,
I know.
I'm gonna tell you,
I know.
Not the one I told you.
No, I know. I read it all. I know.
But I want to tell the people.
Yeah, I even watched the YouTube video.
Okay.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So anyway, my opinion on the first watch of the shit. Because like JC, because me and JC saw they called it the Justice League, because it's the Joss Whedon cut. And personally, I had no issues with it. I was entertained. I took it for what it was and shit. So I was like, okay, let's see what this shit is. So off top, the beginning of the fucking movie goes exactly what Batman vs Superman like left off at when Superman got killed. And I was like, oh, this is where we're going. And it just lets you know from jump, this is a whole different movie. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. All right. And it kept going, and the one thing they could have just edited out was that part with Aquaman when he went into the ocean and then the chick started singing and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was the point in that? What was the reason? Like, I could see if he wanted to keep it in there, I would have told him, okay, when Bruce sees him gone and then it just zooms back in on Bruce and the chicks are still singing, you could have cut right to fucking Martha Kent.
Imagine him walking by.
Have you seen my child?
And he walks in slow motion. Or even better, we could even go with like we could go into a more upbeat type situation. Step into my world.
Yeah, that part that could have got. I was watching it up to the two epilogue scenes, and I was like, okay, the Flash scene, Martine, that shit should have gotten cut. I don't know why you liked it so much.
It was a music video.
Yeah, they could have kept that for the Flash movie as like a prelude for the Flash movie, you know, but not for because it just made no sense. The way they introduced him in the Joss Whedon cut, how he was talking to his dad in jail and shit like that, and then when he met Bruce Wayne and how he caught the Batarang and shit, that was a great use of introducing him. But this one, I was like, you could have cut that. There was certain stuff they could have just cut, and I also like how they introduced Darkseid. Because there was no mention of Darkseid in the fucking Joss Whedon cut.
Yeah.
And I was cool all the way until the epilogue, which is the last two scenes.
Somebody did this.
The first scene was the post-credit scene from the, when Lex Luthor gets out of jail and he's on his fucking yacht with Jesse Eisenberg, which still
makes no sense.
He auditioned to be Jimmy Olsen.
I believe it.
And then he was like, and then Zack Snyder was like, nah, you're Lex Luthor.
But I was just nah.
You Lex. Lex. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
You gonna pay me how much?
Now go shave that head for daddy.
Anyway,
and that's not hyperbole.
And you're gonna wear a wig.
That's not hyperbole when we get into that.
I'm gonna get. Okay.
No, mister.
I'm gonna get to there after I tell what Zack Snyder's plan was gonna be.
And that comes later.
Yeah. So that one was kind of just weird. So anyway, he's on the yacht, and then Deathstroke pops up again. And then Lex pretty much tells him, it's a whole different dialogue. He tells Batman's identity as Bruce Wayne, and it literally sets up Ben Affleck's Batman movie. Yeah,
it goes from I'm starting the anti-Justice League,
the Legion of Doom in the other cut.
Yeah,
to this one.
Hey, I know where Bruce lives. No, I know Batman's is, and it's Bruce Wayne, and I know where his crib is.
And I need you to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Then the second scene, because it literally just transitioned straight to the next scene, which was Batman's vision of what was to come, and all of a sudden Deathstroke just shows up again, and he's siding with Batman in a trench coat, and then you see Hera.
Like, wait,
okay,
yeah,
and then you see Hera pop up, you see Cyborg, you see Flash pop up,
and then
all of a sudden you see the Heath Ledger Joker,
and
they're all teaming up together to try to, and they go through this whole conversation about shit that happened in movies that haven't come out yet. And Batman fans would just say, this is the best Batman Joker dialogue ever. And I'm like, and I was just getting mad because it was just like, what
kind of shit is that?
What was the reason? What was the reason? And then all of a sudden Bruce just wakes up, and then you see Martian the Manhunter, pop up, and he was just like, hey, thanks, good job putting all the Justice League together. And Bruce is looking at him like, okay, where the fuck were you this whole time? Could have used you, Yeah. that scene could have gotten cut. Even that part where Lois was talking to Superman's mom and shit, and he turned into fucking I was like, what the fuck was that?
They introduced a lot of or he introduced a lot of shit, and he never went back to it.
Well, no, there's a reason. I'm gonna tell the whole backstory behind the shit. So
no, of course. But I'm saying it's in the constructs of the movie.
The movie,
He just never went back to it.
Like, I'm gonna talk about it later. Just trust me. I'm gonna talk about it later in the other movie that's not gonna come out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and then it just ends. And I remember I was just sitting there, stuck. Like, I don't know how to feel about this. And then I called my friend, my homegirl, because she didn't want to watch the shit anyway. And I was getting angry. And then I called JC, and then I just got full-fledged pissed. I got so pissed off, I went to Target and bought myself an Apple TV. Because I needed to feel better.
He did.
I was mad.
No, really, he did.
Well, how does that equate? Like, I just had to feel better, so I want to go buy an Apple TV.
Because
Peacock and WWE
Peacock
Network
is on Apple TV, and he needed to get something to cheer him up.
Yep,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, now it makes sense.
He said he was gonna. He said
I got it. I got it.
He was gonna go get it the next day, but this shit expedited that shit.
Yeah.
So
Okay. See, this is all making sense now.
It makes sense now.
Yeah.
So I was pissed. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you DC marks are seeing, because they're praising this movie, calling it a masterpiece and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys seeing? Because I don't know what you're seeing. So I calmed down and I was watching YouTube reviews of it. And by reviewers, I actually respect. I respect their opinion on movies. And they were praising the movie. They're going like, this is pretty damn good. Like, then they were breaking it down, and I was just like, and I haven't saw like one bad review. Not one person was shitting on it. And I was just like, all right. Let me go back. Let me calm down in a few days and let me go back and watch it. So I went back and watched it, this time in spurts. So I watched the first 2 hours, like one half of the day, and then the other half on like another half of the night and shit. Mm-hmm. And it was better. It was as if you got rid of the two endings, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with this. You could have cut some shit out. It could have been like at least 3 hours and shit, and it's cool. So then that prompted me to go back and see what the fuck happened to this. How did Warner Brothers fuck this up? And the story is this. If y'all don't know, here's the story. So Zack Snyder started shooting the Justice League right after Batman vs. Superman came out. But then when Warner Brothers saw the terrible reviews and how they weren't making a lot of money from it, they panicked. So they went to Zack Snyder and they were just like, yo, bro, like, you gotta fucking ease up on this shit. Like, you're doing too much. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they had consultants on there kind of overseeing the shit he was doing and kind of just like overseeing shit and kind of mentioning shit, just getting on his nerves and shit, right? So, it was whatever. So they filmed all that fucking, what did they film? They filmed all that footage, like all that footage that you saw in the Zack Snyder cut. That's what they filmed. The only shit that was new was the Marvin the Martian, the Martian the Manhunter shit, and the the nightmare scene with Joker. That was the only shit that was new. Everything else is what they filmed. So that's what he cut. So what happened is after his daughter committed suicide and shit like that, that's when he stepped away. Mm-hmm. So then Warner Brothers, instead of going like, yo, we should just wait till he gets better, fuck that. We gotta get this movie out. Let's call Josh Whedon. So
they capitalized on the opportunity.
Yeah, so they got Josh Whedon, and they were saying it's because of his daughter, and also because they felt like they were gonna fire him because he was doing too much. So they got Josh Whedon, and they told him just finish it, just kind of finish the movie and make it lighter. So I don't even blame Josh Whedon for what he did. He just took out all the cyborg shit. And he did some reshoots that cost him like $10 million altogether. Did the whole digital mustache to Henry Cavill because he was doing the fucking Mission Impossible shit. He shot new scenes, and he literally reconstructed the whole movies from a whole 3 to 4 hour cut to 2 hours. And then that's what they released, and they got shitted on. So then they were so petty with it that they still stuck Zack Snyder's name attached as director. And to this day, he said he has not watched that cut. He said Christopher Nolan and his wife said they watched it and they told him, don't watch it. To this day, he has not watched it.
Damn.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's fucked up. So then that's when the fans came out and they did the whole release the Snyder cut. And the whole campaign, the actors came out and said, yeah, you got to release the Snyder cut, this, that, and the other. So then HBO was kind of just like, okay, you know what? What did HBO say? HBO was kind of...
I guess.
No, Warner Brothers was like, all right, I guess, we'll do it. So he was breaking the story down, and he was saying, like, originally they just wanted me to release the fucking rough draft cut on my DVD player. And he was like, no, fuck you, pay me. I want to finish this shit off.
Yeah.
And... they were just like, all right, so they gave him $70 million to finish it, and they told him flat out, don't shoot no new scenes. They said they gave him a whole list of rules of what not to do, and he was like, all right, and he did the complete opposite. Yep. I was like, this is my cut. Like, this is my cut.
Right.
And so, yeah, I'm going to shoot what I want.
This is absurd. Like, I just want to just shoot brand new shit just to do it. Like, come on, what do you think? I'm just going to waste people's money?
Yeah,
I went over there and I
Chef
shot that
shit. But that I keep calling him Marvin the Martian. That Martian the Manhunter scenes, you know who that's supposed to be? That's supposed to be Green Lantern. The Jon Stewart Green Lantern. And Warner Brothers said, no.
No.
Because we have plans for him, and we want to make our own announcement for that. So he was like, well, I'm not going to fucking... Because he shot the scene and everything. And he's like, well, I'm not going to recast a person of color. So, and y'all did that with Cyborg and shit. So I'm not going to recast that shit. And he was just like, well, okay, they made a compromise and he did the whole Martian the Manhunter shit. So, yeah, and he did all that shit for free too. All the revenue he got from that, he gave it to suicide charity and shit like
Good
that.
for him.
Yeah. So when I saw all that, I was just like, okay, I side with him because they fucked with him. They fucked with him the entire time. They were still giving him rules on what to do with his vision. And Warner Brothers said, yeah, this is a one and done. Like, we're just doing it because y'all demanded it. So, sorry. So, that leads me to his grand plan that he had with this. And I saved it because I wanted to say it on the air to get y'all reactions.
Oh, yes. I was wondering when you were going to get to it.
We're going to get to the rating later, okay? So... His plan was that it was gonna be a whole saga. It was gonna go from Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and then Justice League 1, 2, and 3. Right?
Damn. All right.
Yeah. So what was gonna happen in Justice League 2 was that Darkseid was just gonna invade Earth. Like, you know what? Fuck these niggas. I'm gonna invade Earth. So they came and invaded Earth, and the Justice League were all fighting them and shit like that, and it was getting very intense. So it gets to a part in the movie where pretty much he goes to the Batcave and he tells Batman, Lois is pregnant, by the way, and he tells Batman, I need you to protect Lois because I need to go out and face Darkseid and I need to save the world, blah, blah, blah. So I need you to protect Lois and shit, right? Meanwhile, and because she's pregnant with my baby. Now, the backstory on that is that while Superman was dead, Bruce Wayne and Lois...
tapping that.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane were fucking. And he pitched the idea...
Give me what I want.
Yeah. He pitched that idea that Bruce Wayne was in love with Lois Lane, and he said that to the executives, and Warner Brothers just said, no, absolutely not. Like, don't
bury that nigga Superman. Batman said.
And I've been waiting, baby.
And it pretty much...
That's what he yelled out when he shot a club.
Wow.
Ben Affleck was getting it in with Amy Adams. And if you watch the Snyder cut of Justice League, you see that she had a pregnancy test on her in in the scenes and shit like that. But anyway, so Bruce Wayne and Lois were fucking. He fell in love with her, but then he realized that she's still in love with Superman. So he realized, yeah, I gotta bring the Justice League together and bring back Superman for her. And if I bring all these gods together, then I can retire and shit like that, right? So anyway, Superman's fighting Darkseid. Shit's getting intense. But then Lex Luthor kind of teams up with Darkseid, and he tells him that I want you to kill Superman. Like, I want you to fuck him up. And what's his name? Darkseid's like, no, I need him for the anti-life equation. Y'all know what the anti-life equation is. Yeah. He's like, I need him for the anti-life equation. I need to use him. So what's his weakness? Because it's not kryptonite. I need him to be willingly weak. So Lex said, kill Lois Lane. You kill Lois Lane, he'll be weak. So I guess it got to the point, and what he says is that Batman and Superman kind of get into an argument, because I guess he probably finds out about them fucking. And then Darkseid shows up at the Batcave. And then Superman realizes what's going on, so he's supersonic speed like Neo from the Matrix, trying to fly to the Batcave, and Batman is literally frozen in fear. And then, pretty much, long story short, by the time Superman gets there, Darkseid kills Lois. And then he's frozen in fear. He's so sad. Darkseid shows up. He does the anti-life equation. He takes over Superman. Superman's will to live, and not will to live, but his will, and he becomes Anakin Skywalker and just wreaks havoc on the Earth. Justice League gets killed. Batman goes into seclusion, and at the end of the movie, like, Wonder Woman dies, Aquaman dies. It's just total fucking Order 66 in this bitch. And then at the end of the movie, Earth is literally in shambles, and Darkseid and Superman are like side by side. He has control of Superman. He has control of the world. The end. That was gonna be the end of part 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's intense, man.
That's the second movie.
Wait, hold on. There was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the second movie.
Shit. Okay, go.
So part 3, it was gonna be the whole apocalypse shit, like all the nightmare scene. It was all gonna be real and shit like that. So it was just gonna be It was what we saw in the epilogue and shit,
Right,
and the leftovers. Green Lantern was gonna be there and all that shit. Apparently, Green Lantern was gonna show up on Earth when everything's fucked up. So it's like Captain Marvel type of shit. So they all teaming up. And they gotta realize they gotta go back in time, just like in Endgame. We gotta go back in time to try to fix this shit, right? That's when Flash does all that shit, right? So that happens, and then Superman, like pretty much Batman, still gets killed in that timeline and shit like that. So then Flash goes back in time and he warns Batman, "You need to stop this. Lois Lane is the key. You need to stop this shit." And pretty much, long story short, Darkseid pops up again and he's about to kill Lois Lane, and Batman pretty much sacrifices himself and he dies on some Tony Stark shit. Like, he sacrifices himself. And then the Justice League come together, they beat Darkseid and all that shit. At the end, Bruce Wayne gets like a fucking nice ass funeral and shit. Send off, whatever. Fast forward to the future, and Justice League's still going strong, and Lois has the baby. We don't know whose baby it is, but he doesn't have powers, so you do the fucking math. And this is the shit that's wild to me. Pretty much, Lois Lane and Superman's baby grows up to become the new Batman. His name is Bruce Kent. Named after Bruce Wayne. Bruce Kent, and in the end of the movie, he's the new Batman. The end. That was his vision.
Darkwing.
That was a lot, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's a lot. Honestly, if done properly, which,
it could have worked.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound bad. It just
Judging off of Batman vs Superman.
That's what I was about to say.
What are you about to say?
No, like, just what you call it. But based off their track record.
Well, the thing was, I rewatched the ultimate cut, the Snyder cut of Batman vs Superman, which is 3 hours. That one was a little bit better than the fucking bullshit we got in the theaters. Shit flowed better. And I was like, why did you take these out? Warner Brothers, what the fuck were y'all doing? Why couldn't you let this man work? Whatever. But Zack Snyder said flat out, he has no plans on coming back. He just did it as, for him and his daughter. And pretty much as a fuck you to them. And yeah, and Warner Brothers just said, nah, we ain't gonna do it. And fans are pissed off. They want the Snyderverse. Yeah, the end for now.
Well, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure the fans want it because it's good.
Exactly.
As compared to the other ones. You know what I'm saying?
It was like, and they're saying, and the thing that's fucked up is that they're taking the Joss Whedon cut as canon. They're not taking the Snyder cut as canon.
Just call 50 Cent. He'll get you in a stars.
No, Zack Snyder's doing some fucking Netflix zombie shit that's coming out.
If he changes his mind, just go to stars. They'll handle it. You know what I'm saying? They'll buy it.
I felt for Zack Snyder on this shit though. I sided with him. Like y'all couldn't just leave me the fuck alone. And
I get it. Again, I don't have an issue with the movie. It just didn't need to be 4 hours.
Oh yeah, no, but he did all that just to fucking shit on him. That's the only reason.
And that's fine.
Because if it was gonna be the theater cut, it could have been down to at least 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
Before credits, the movie was 3 hours and 58 minutes. That was before the credits came up. It was 3 hours and 58 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit was long as fuck, man. Like, seriously.
Seriously. I could watch Endgame for... Endgame was like, what, 2 hours 40... Before the credits, like 2 hours and 50 minutes-ish?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
See, I'm not really tripping on the time. Because, I mean, like I said, dude, because, like, we got it on our phones. We got it on our computers. We got it on, whatever system and shit. You could easily press pause, go do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Come back, just like you did, JC, right? So the 4 hours didn't really deter me from like watching it or wanting to watch it or setting up a schedule, pretty much, whatever. Right. You know what I mean? So like when people talk about like in particular you, how if it could have been brought down like 3 hours, yeah it could have. But that's if you're in the theater. You know what I mean? Like that makes more sense that way. But since it's mobile,
well,
you know what I'm saying?
Home, whatever.
Like it's
you can't watch this shit on your iPad, man. I can't watch all 4 hours of shit on my iPad. I gotta literally watch it on the screen.
It's too dark to watch on the iPad.
You know?
Yeah.
It
I don't even mean that like figurative, like literally. It's
you gotta put the brightness up.
The screen is darkened. Like
yeah, but everyone's on Joss Whedon's ass for fucking it up, and I'm like, is it really his fault? He just did what he was supposed to do. Like, he just did what he was supposed to do. Like, blame Warner Brothers for that shit. They couldn't get out their own fucking way. They fucked it up. Not Zack Snyder, not Joss Whedon. Warner Brothers did. I don't know, man.
Everybody fucked it up.
Everybody fucked it up. Not Marvel,
Zack Snyder
though.
included.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
How's Zack Snyder fuck it up?
Because you just can't jump in, all right, we're going to do Man of Steel, and then it's Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, when you highlight the overall plan, it at least sounds like a plan was given.
It was like the fall and redemption of Superman.
But remember, at least almost half of the time of Batman vs Superman was giving us the backstory of fucking Batman and Wonder Woman.
Just mainly
you could have just
Batman,
did it. You could have just did it in their fucking movies leading up to that. We could have just went right into the shit.
Yeah, he was trying to. It was like even in Justice League, because you were doing background on Aquaman, you did a background on Flash, and Cyborg had the longest fucking story of all this shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he was kind of the most important.
Yeah,
in that story. You
in
know
that
what I mean?
story.
That's what I'm saying. I get that he had a plan overall, but still, there could have been 5 to 6 films going into the first Justice League, because it could have explained. You didn't have to waste time in Batman vs Superman to get to Justice League. Batman vs Superman, we could have known what was off the jump. You even go back and look at Batman vs Superman. The fighting scenes weren't even that good.
No, they were. The Batman, when Batman was fighting all them niggas to save Superman's mom.
Batman vs Superman, like
the actual fight when they're actually fighting.
Yeah, like
yeah.
You've been waiting. Everybody's been.
I mean, I never
generations have been waiting to see that in a movie, and it
didn't work.
It just came and went. Like, and it could have been so much more if you build it up and let anticipate. That's what I'm talking about, anticipation. Everybody wants to go through with the Netflix formula where they just want to watch everything in one fucking night. But if you that's why Marvel is so good at what they do. It was because of the anticipation leading up to the big moments where all of them were in the movies together.
At the same time.
It wasn't even just about Infinity War and Endgame.
It was the moment, like it was built up because Infinity War was earned.
No. What I'm saying is, it wasn't even about that. It was everything leading up to the first Avengers.
Yeah, the very first Avengers. You
know what I'm saying? Like,
because it was earned.
Yeah,
you didn't just do Iron Man and then go right into the fucking Avengers.
And on top of that, these films were like, they were literally telling you, okay, there's more movies coming after. Marvel didn't do that. It was just, these were movies that were standing alone, and at the end credit, it was, oh, hey, by the way, we are attached to it because this is what's popping up next.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's just difference with storytelling. And I get you. I get going into the Justice League, but you don't have to do Justice League 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back to back. Let us earn that shit.
Then I was thinking about it. I was like, so what was going to be the movies in between them?
But that's what I'm saying. Do a Cyborg. Do something else. Let us feel that Superman is not there anymore.
That's what.
Let us feel it.
That's what Suicide Squad was.
I get what
shit.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, let us feel it going into the second one.
Shit.
Then it's more believable, the fact that if he goes into that second one, then it's like, okay, yeah, that sucks that she's pregnant with Bruce's kid, but damn, he was gone for a long period of time. This one, it just jumps into it. So off the back, you're like, damn, he didn't even wait. Like, you know what I'm saying? You wait 2 or 3 years, then as a viewer, that just it does something because you've been along for the journey.
And the fact that WB didn't, like, Zack Snyder had a plan and they were attached to it, but then when they saw how Batman versus Superman got fucked up, which was their own doing, they tried to go and, try to fix Justice League and shit and try to make it more, let's hire the guy who did all the fucking the first 2 Avenger movies because it worked. Yeah. Let's do it with this one. I don't know, man. They fucked it up.
It was just all over the place.
It was all over the place, man. But Zack Snyder, kudos to you. I give you props. Now, this is what I won't give you props for. So, I was watching YouTube, and I was looking at little Zack Snyder, like, pretty much about all his DC shit, and his plan, and he was and there was a little clip from an interview he did. A little clip about how he would have treated Batman if we would have had a Batman movie. And I'm just going to say verbatim that he said that he would have, if I would have had Batman go to prison, and I would have had him gotten raped. That would have happened in my movie.
What kind of shit is that?
I sent that shit in the group chat, and I'm like, yeah, you probably would have had Bane do it.
Oh, yes. I was wondering when you were going to get to this part of the segment. Because when I saw it in the group chat, I immediately thought of Bane. And how it would have been Zack Snyder's Bonnier. And I just thought of just all the quotables in The Dark Knight Rises. which is now funny to hear when you.
And I heard it in not your voice, but Tom Hardy's
No, I'm
voice.
talking about the actual title, The Dark Knight Rises. In this instance,
The Dark Knight hung.
yeah,
Ugh.
and just thinking about what the things that could have been said in substitute. He sees him in jail.
Revised versions.
Yeah, and he's fighting, just trying to get him off. You throw ass like a young man. Honorable, but mistaken. And just beating his ass all down the ground. He keeps trying to get up, and then finally lets out that loud scream. Ah, yes! I was wondering what was going to break first. Your spirit or your booty?
And he said that. I'm like, you sick motherfucker.
There's powerful niggardry at work here.
This Bane raping Batman throughout the whole movie, and he gets out his whole. Oh my god. He got his parent.
With the mask on, too.
No, don't take the mask off.
Do you feel in charge?
You feel we have this mask, you're in charge. Yeah, but that's what he. That's
People
what
got problems, man.
Yeah, Zack Snyder is just, Zack Snyder is just different. But kudos to him for getting his vision out. You know, and the fans are demanding the Snyder cut, bring in the Snyderverse, and he's just like, it'd be nice, but if I was him, I'll tell Warner Bros. Flat out, if you're gonna bring me back, fuck you, pay me, and leave me the fuck alone, and give me complete creative control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
So, get it together, Warner Brothers. Get it together, Joe Budden. Who else? Who's the other nigga that we talked about earlier?
Somebody else got to get it together,
Derrick
too.
Jaxn.
Yeah, Derrick Jaxn, get it together.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, somebody else got to get their shit together, too.
Who?
Somebody did this.
What the hell was I listening to when I pressed play on this Justin Bieber album?
The Guard!
Why did you do that? That's
Why-
the better question.
Why did I hear Martin Luther
Malcolm
King?
X. That album even funnier.
Why did I hear Martin Luther King all throughout this album?
It was only on the interlude.
Wait,
No,
wait,
it was
wait,
on
wait.
it was on the intro too.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's called Justice, by the way.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you thought I was playing when I put that in the
Yeah,
chat.
it's on. He has an interlude with MLK. It
It's
says
on the
I
intro.
didn't take it
and then,
seriously. I
no,
was like-
I'm dead the fuck
Dead the
serious.
fuck serious.
On
Bro.
Too Much.
Yep.
And then it was the
MLK
MLK interlude.
interlude.
Literally, it's MLK interlude right there.
Wow.
And it had no connection to the whole album at all.
There were no drums on this album until after the MLK interlude.
I mean,
That makes sense.
well, to me, I guess he wanted to make up for Purpose, and he wanted to go back to his pop
don't give a damn
star
what he
shit.
was trying to do.
I'm talking about to the people. What I got from listening to it. I mean, it wasn't better than Purpose. It wasn't even better. No, not Purpose. What was the last? That was the last time. Purpose.
I don't. This shit just wasn't good. What was the purpose of this? By the time you
Changes.
actually get
There
to
you
the
go.
idea of what it could have been, when you get to Peaches, which features Daniel Caesar and Giveon,
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't this album sound like this?
Because it sounds like a fucking Changes left over.
That does not sound like it changes over. That shit sounds like it is perfectly made for the world to open up.
Yeah, it is a good song. It really is.
So I'm like, why does what was?
He was trying to make up. He was trying to go back to his pop sound.
No. Nothing
him.
about that is pop. That's folk.
No, I'm talking about.
There's no drums on here.
There's no
There's
drums
on the
here.
first half of the album, bro. I'm not even saying that to be funny.
I know.
There's no drums for the first half.
I mean,
I have told you guys on this podcast, if you put a choir on a song, you got me. He put a choir on Holy with Chance the Rapper, and nothing about that song grabbed me.
well, because Chance the Rapper was on it for.
No, it
starters.
wasn't even about that.
For starters.
I'm trying to hear the drums.
I was like, where's this music coming from?
Some drums ish.
What song are you on?
As I Am with Khalid.
Okay, go to the next one where he's just like, oh, no. Sounds like Sunday hymns. There's no drums.
It's no drill. The drums.
It's a pop album. Where are the drums?
Yeah.
Holy. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you get to the drums, it's after the MLK interlude.
Yeah. There's no drums on this.
Yeah, the folk, like, besides that one song, there's...
Yeah, Die For You and Hold On.
Yeah,
I get you. I mean, the album must have really pissed you off.
It didn't piss me off. It was just, what's the purpose of this?
It was just pointless, bro. There's no drums.
The only thing that was good about it, aside from Peaches, the other only good thing about that was that Donald Glover predicted the future.
Yeah. Justice.
In Atlanta, when he made Justin Bieber black.
And he
went on did the press conference, and he's like, "I want to do this for my new album, Justice." That was 2016.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I honestly would not be surprised if Justin Bieber was watching Atlanta and he's like, "That's what I'm gonna call my album." Wouldn't be surprised.
But he didn't. He called it like the other two albums that he dropped before. Then he called it that.
No, I'm saying after the fact, when he was in quarantine with his wife and they were probably on Hulu and he's watched Atlanta and he was like, Justice. That's what I'm gonna call my next album. I'm gonna call it Justice. I can see him doing that. I mean, he looks like.
I get it.
I guess. I
was,
got nothing good.
Either way, that's swag.
I get it. Like I'm not defending this. I didn't even care about this damn album, to be honest.
There was nothing there.
Like Changes was low key better than this. Changes was low key better.
It ain't even low key. This is basura.
I won't say that.
I will. You don't have to worry about it. I'll say it for.
He's like, I got you.
Yeah,
you could. Yeah. I ain't gonna get. I don't care for it, so I can't. If I don't care for it, you're nothing. So that's kind of worse. That kind of is worse. It's forgettable. I guess it's stadium music, like it's arena music, unlike
you
Changes.
You throw slander like an old man. Honorable, but mistaken.
You don't make me watch Dark Knight Rises now, man.
Jesus.
Jeez, man. You sick motherfucker. But, yeah, I got nothing to say about Justice. You got anything to say, Martin?
I didn't listen to it.
There you go.
Benny the Butcher, the plugs I met too.
Boom. No, that's not a first.
All right. And I've been waiting, baby.
Have you seen,
Oh, my God.
It was good. It was cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'll be honest with you. This shit's wearing out its welcome now.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You know what I mean?
I liked it, but variation now.
Yeah.
You need to switch
variation.
it up.
Griselda had that moment. It's cool. They need variation.
Yeah. And don't
Multiple
get me wrong,
producers.
they can still rap their ass off. You know what I mean? But it's just, you're getting the same shit every album now.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but
we've heard it.
Yeah.
Like it's only right if you want to uphold other rappers and talk about their growth.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's only right.
Yeah,
100%.
I thought there was some growth on Benny's album. Like, what was the last album with Hit Boy? What was it called?
I'm horrible with names.
Shit, the Hit Boy one that showed some growth.
No, it definitely did.
Yeah,
there's always growth when you step outside and you're working with different energies,
different
like
producers
that.
and
Like
shit.
And not
Bush
only
from the
that, but
West.
I mean, it's Hit Boy.
And Hit Boy.
You know what I mean?
He adapts.
Yeah.
Conway, I feel he's going
Conway's,
to.
it showed some growth as well. It just wasn't a big step. You know what I mean?
I thought his shady shit was going to drop in February, but I guess they pushed that shit back more.
Yeah, well,
and he's dropping a project with Eminem now.
He was alluding to it. He was like, shh. I was like, okay. Speaking of M,
go on. I don't mean to cut you off. Is there just a point where only select rappers can work with one producer now?
Like Freddie Gibbs.
Like how when we were talking about last year, like who we would want to see work with one producer. Like, is it just coming out now where it's like not everybody can? It's not made for everybody. You can't do this.
I feel like it's always been that way.
You become just too bland.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's always been that way. You know what I mean? Like.
I felt like that with M when he was just working with Dre all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dre and his production, Dre and then Eminem's production, and that's why I was kind of happy when he did Recovery. I was like, oh, so you finally venturing out and doing, other shit with other producers. I mean, that's cool. The songs are vary, but you're growing as an artist.
Yeah, like me personally, I like hearing a one producer album, but that's just because I'm in tune with producers in general. You know what I mean?
Isn't Run the Jewels with one producer too?
Yeah, it's all LP. Yeah.
Same with Logic. He has one producer too.
No,
6.
Nah, he's got a few.
6 is the main.
Yeah, he's the main one, but he was working no IDs.
Honest.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
He's worked with a few different ones. But like when they lock in, it becomes the way we feel about Griselda. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, in the beginning, this shit was dope as fuck. It's now starting to wear out its welcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it is, I feel, anyways, for a lot of producers as well, because the more you saturate your sound, the more people are just going to get used to it. And it's like, all right, what's the next one? What's the next thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I liked this project. Don't get me wrong. It was cool. You just definitely tell that, okay, what's
Grow.
What's next?
Yeah, y'all can't keep doing the same sound over and over again.
We praised you for it at the end of 2019. We were in a pandemic, so we just wanted anything.
Now shit's opening up now.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. This is now Harry Fraud's third album, I think it is. Mm-hmm. One with Currency, one with Jim Jones, and now this. Mm-hmm. So it's like I said, you know, you're saturating the market with your sound.
Yeah.
On 2 previous projects, then you're going to try to do it again for a third.
Right.
It's becoming too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, there's
something else I listened to too. Listen to, I almost forgot. Guap Dad 4000.
Oh, how was that? Shit, I forgot about that. How was
personal.
That? Really?
It was personal. Illmind, this was, so this is the instance. This was his and Illmind's album. Illmind produced pretty much the entire thing. Pilo either co-produced or he had one production credit.
Okay.
Where he just did the hook. So the album is 1176, which is the address of the home he grew up in West Oakland.
Okay.
Like I said, Pilo's on there, but he just does the hook. Tish Hyman's on Gargoyles. He does a good job with the hook. Of course, Buddy's gonna be on here. If you know, you know. Those guys they're tight, so they were always gonna show up on projects.
Right.
It's his sound in terms of like I don't think Guap Dad 4000 is goofy, but for those who aren't accustomed to it, they're gonna hear certain elements and be like, oh, he's just doing that. But when you start getting into the project, there's some he adds personal depth to that. Stoop Kid, which he centers around Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold. He does it in a very interesting way where he incorporates that, but he does the Kanye Last Call. He does the J. Cole.
He starts talking.
Yeah, where he starts.
Is that the last track?
Everybody out.
Yeah, where he does. It's a song, but then he starts
talking.
Okay. He breaks down how he met Kalani and how he through Kalani how he met his people in a circle. So it's very personal. He explains why this was important to him after Dior deposits, stuff like that. So again, like I said, for those who aren't accustomed to Guap Dad, they're just gonna hear it and they're gonna hear elements where they're just gonna think, oh, it's just goofy stuff, here and there. But there's high reward if you stick with it and get to the end. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I was meaning to listen to that, but
I forgot.
Okay.
Like, I seriously forgot all about that shit.
Yeah, but it was good. I liked it for what it was.
Shout out to Cardi B. Round of applause for that woman. She got her 5th number one record with Up. After the whole Grammy performance and the controversy, it shot up to number 1. So congrats. That makes it 5 number 1 records for her for Bodak Yellow. Then it was I Like It. Then it was that Maroon 5 record. Then it was WAP. And now it's Up. I've always said I don't think she should drop another album. Just drop singles. Just drop singles. And just make living off that shit. Singles and features. And that's it.
And salutes her for the other reason.
For?
Her relationship's still intact.
Yeah.
Shit.
I won.
Everybody kept rooting against them. And look, everybody's broken up and having off bad dealings this week.
Quavo.
Everybody's having offsets, but it ain't Offset.
It's Quavo. Hey. And also, when I'm looking at Drake, other thing that was kind of that was kind of interesting to look at is how Drake went from being number 1, 2, 3 to 4 and 8.
That wasn't interesting.
To me, it was because it dropped. Like, what's it called? What's Next dropped to like number 4, and then the what's it called? The Lil Baby record dropped to number 8, and I was like, whoa, that was a drop off. So
I just say it wasn't interesting because I've seen drop offs.
Not like that.
No, I've definitely, fam. We've done.
We saw it with 6ix9ine, but with
we done seen it with Nicki Minaj. We done seen it with other people too. Like, we done seen drop offs where people go number 1 and then the next week they're 33.
Yeah,
we've seen that. We've made fun of it.
But with Drake, I was like, whoa, that was a drop off.
But it wasn't necessarily like that's 3 spots. That's still you still have a top 5 record. That's not much of a drop off. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, a drop off is if he completely leaves the top 10.
Oh yeah.
He's got 2 records there, and the records are from
his EP.
An EP of just that's what I'm saying. Like it would have been interesting if it was an album, because then at that point, then it's like all right. But for an EP, where I didn't put much stock into it other than again. We're doing this because it worked last time.
Right. Yeah.
The first week, regardless of how they drop, they still can never take away the first week. The first week was on some monumental shit.
Yeah.
So even if it goes down, okay, cool. So after 2 weeks, I still have had an album or a song in the top 5 for 2 consecutive weeks. Mm-hmm. So I got another song that was in the top 10 for 2 consecutive weeks. And I had a record that probably had no business being on Billboard to begin with that peaked at number 3. Like, to me, that like there was nothing like it's a W. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I will say this is that when you go from 1, 2, 3 to 4, 8 off the top 10, right? Because right now we're just looking at the top 10. I don't know where Lemon Pepper is.
Yeah, it's off the top 10 though.
Yeah, so we're just looking at that shit, right? That is, it's crazy
for him,
especially
for his standards.
When you consider that Up did it come out the same week?
Nah, it came out like 2 weeks before. It came out like 2 weeks before.
2 weeks prior, and now it's number 1.
No, Up came out last month.
It came out last month. You're right.
Oh fuck, a whole month already?
Yeah.
Seriously?
And then
that fucking month flew, bro.
And then the Grammys happened.
Yeah.
And then it shot up.
And then once Silk Sonic.
But again, I'm
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
So,
like,
so I get it.
But let me just finish real quick. The only thing that I will say though too is like I know you're giving it slack because it's off the EP or whatever, bro. To me, and from what we've seen, it doesn't matter if it's a single, if it's a Lucy, you know what I mean, whatever. If it's a fucking EP, if it's off an album, like shit that's gonna stay there. Usually, it stays there.
Look at Weekend, Blinding Lights, and the other song was 7 and 8, and no, it actually shot up. It was like 5 and 4. It was like 5 and 4. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I 100% get what you guys are saying in that aspect.
Yeah.
But you're comparing songs from albums to a song from the EP.
But God's Plan was from an EP.
I know, but God's Plan was one of those ones where we were like, how is this even here? It wasn't because it was good. Everybody questioned, how is this still here?
I questioned this shit. How did these go 1, 2, 3? That shit made no sense.
No, it made perfect sense. Nothing else dropped, fam.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying though. Like you're comparing that to God's Plan. Like how did it? Like you know what I mean? Like
no, I'm not. Right?
But I'm looking at 1, 2, 3. Like how?
No. I'm not comparing these. I'm not comparing these to God's Plan. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
What I'm saying is that there's always an explanation for things. Cardi going back to number 1 makes perfect sense. It happened right after the Grammys,
and then all the conservatives and shit talking.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's factors into it.
Right.
Silk Sonic. Now, granted, they debuted at number 4, but what did they do?
They went up to
They
number
went
2.
to the Grammys, had a whole ass performance, and that song was already going to keep rising because of what it was.
That's one of those ones.
They're saying next week it's going to go number 1, and that's going to be Anderson .Paak's first number 1 record.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm explaining is that again, I don't discredit how you guys feel about the songs. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. So why would we compare those songs to something like a Silk Sonic song where we know that that's probably going to contend for Song of the Year?
Oh, yeah, of
course. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It only makes sense that that's going to go up higher, and then his are going to go down as he's getting ready for his album.
The Outlier. 24K Golden. He's still on the charts since he was number 1, you know what I mean? When I had mentioned it for 3 weeks in a row or whatever.
Yeah, he's still there.
Like,
that's
he's
wild.
Still there. Like,
Blinding Lights is still there.
Don't get it.
But he had I'm not trying to discredit him. He had Justin Bieber on the record, right?
No,
prior, no.
But he was on the remix.
He was on the remix.
So the remix don't the remixes still count with the original?
When he was number 1 for those first 3 weeks,
Bieber wasn't on it.
No, of course. No. What I'm saying is
or actually, for I think it was like 8 weeks.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not. Again, I don't know, so I'm not trying to take away from him. I'm just trying to add context to it.
Right.
If people are still playing the Bieber one, that would explain how that one's still there, because don't those records still count as one?
No.
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they do.
Oh.
So that would explain it then. He has two. He has 2 variations of the same song.
You know what? Now, not even to think about it, it's not even. You know what? It might not even be because of Bieber.
Because of what?
J Balvin is on that shit too.
Well, see, that would explain it.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So again, when we get into context, that makes sense now.
But shout out to Bad Bunny. He's gonna live out his wrestling dreams. He's going against Miz at WrestleMania.
Give me a hell yeah!
Just want to put that out there.
Bad Bunny.
Y'all do a bracket this year? I completely forgot last week.
WrestleMania for me a bracket.
NCAA tournament.
Oh no.
I completely forgot last week until I woke up and Jason was like, "Hey, he went on our fantasy basketball chat and he's like, you guys fill this in, $100 is the prize." And I was like, "Do I got to put money in?" And he's like, "Nah." And I was like, "Shit, I got nothing to lose. I don't know what the fuck's going on in college ball, but $100 is to win. Why not?" Mm-hmm. And I literally got the bracket in 17 minutes before the damn game started.
Did it get destroyed?
I'm sure it did, but I didn't pay attention to anything.
90% of them were gone after the first fucking the first game. And shit.
I just want to say
it was like Oral Roberts or some shit.
I will get to them and all the upsets. I just want to say, motherfuckers been talking sweet on the Pac-12 all these years, and a lot of y'all fucking brackets is torn up because of the Pac-12. What was it, 7-1?
God.
Pac-12 went 7-1, I think, in opening weekend. 7 teams in the Sweet 16 off from Pac-12. I had no idea that Duke wasn't in the tournament. I had no idea Kentucky wasn't in the tournament until I was filling it out, and I was like, who the fuck is Oral Roberts?
Right.
And I almost went and picked him. I was like, fuck it. But then I was like,
who the fuck is Oral Roberts?
yeah. And I was like, I'll save that heartbreak for another low picking team. And lo and behold, Ohio State went and fucked it up and was like, oh, Oral Roberts here. Walk right past us. Meanwhile, Ohio University, who ain't got nothing on Ohio State and was like number 13, they moseyed on up and went on themselves. I have no idea what's going on with this gosh damn bracket, dude. Like, I didn't watch.
Like this
I didn't watch college basketball this year. Isn't
it like this every year?
No.
No.
I'm always into college basketball.
No. I'm talking about when brackets get destroyed after the
No, what I'm saying is I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Oh, wow.
Like, this is the first time since 1970 that Duke and Kentucky weren't in the tournament.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's March Madness.
Yeah, and teams were having to forfeit the conference tournaments, and they were giving up their rights to go in the tournament because of COVID. So they were getting positive tests, so they couldn't even compete. So it was,
Bada boom, bada bang.
Yeah. Shouts out to the women though for standing up and showing that they wasn't getting shit.
They weren't getting shit at all. They're like, damn, really? No weight room, no fucking food, bad merchandise. They gave no fucks about the women. And then all of a sudden, when they bitched about it, when NBA players were talking about it, and the NCAA was like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, like, come on, man. We're like, what are you doing?
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the women can't doing? Like the women can't get any. When I'm talking about like their weight room, it was literally a stand with a few weights. That was it.
Women don't lift weights. That's what they. And then you see the men's, and it's like a huge ass weight room and shit like that.
It looked like a 24-hour fitness.
Yeah,
their swag bag,
which was barely anything in that.
Yeah,
bitch.
Which was like basic necessities. Meanwhile, the men's like, oh, here's 40 deodorants.
Yeah, they went
here's
all out
100
for
shirts.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then I saw a bunch of people like, oh, well, the women don't.
Their food.
The women don't bring in the same amount of money that the men. Bullshit. You ever seen what UConn can bring in?
Seriously,
for real.
And they went and did some reporting or some research, and they found out that like ESPN doesn't even pay the colleges for when they bring in all the revenue. So like UConn is probably owed somewhere close to like, the number was ridiculous. A lot. And when I want to say 8 figures, which would be in the tens of millions, but it wouldn't even shock me if it was up to the hundreds of millions in revenue that ESPN does not give them just off of what they bring. We're talking about UConn, Stanford, Tennessee, the Lady Vols. Like we're talking about those programs in women's basketball.
Like the staples of women's basketball.
Yeah. Likewise, men bring it, or people on social media, they just don't bring up in revenue as much as the men. And it was like, well, let's also factor in that I don't think men's golf brings in the revenue that women's basketball does, but I guarantee they're not living the way that the women's basketball players were living when we saw those pictures.
For real.
So, what does that tell you?
It's fucked up.
Pay the fucking kids.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
I've been saying that since we started this podcast.
But the NCAA is, non-profit.
My ass.
Mm-hmm.
Non-profit.
My ass.
Word to Bane.
Word. I was gonna say word to Austin.
Shit.
All right. Never gonna watch Batman and Robin or Dark Knight Rises. No. God,
you can't see that shit
can't
the
even
same
say it.
no
Yeah,
more.
You can't even say it.
Nah.
The people.
Yeah. That's the people's ass now.
The people's ass.
Anybody got any idea who's getting traded by the deadline as people are listening to this?
Nope.
Bruh,
you think Aaron Gordon's going to...
What the fuck is going on anymore?
All right, well, they're saying Aaron Gordon is on his way to the Celtics. It's not done yet, but do you think that's going to go down?
Sure. But honestly, dude, this shit... I don't even know what the fuck is what anymore. Like, seriously. Like, I don't know.
Is Andre Drummond getting traded or is he getting bought out?
Yes.
Okay. That is the perfect answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
You're welcome.
You're 100% right. LeBron went down.
Laker fans are losing their minds.
I'm not beyond that. I might
Not
even
you.
go out. Fuck it. I'm gonna be one of them conspiracy ass motherfuckers on Twitter. It's a conspiracy. It's because he was a part of the group that bought the Boston Red Sox, and now he's injured. It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that last week. Shout out to
Shit.
LeBron buying the Red Sox.
Well, Fenway Park, which owns the Reds. Yeah, that
Yeah.
part.
Same shit.
Yeah, it's through
Yeah,
another
nah, so
business
I'm
venture.
gonna go out like one of them conspiracy loons. I'm chilling, man. It hurt seeing him go down because I saw as the defense was playing on him. I saw 3 seconds before it happened. I was like, it's not going to end good. Please get out of it. It's too late.
He's like,
Yeah.
shit.
And it shows
And then I
up.
laughed my ass off when he ran back on the court just to get a 3 so he could continue his consecutive streak of 10 points or more.
Yeah.
And then he left, and I was like, that nigga's a psycho, but I respect it, and I love it. Get well soon.
He was like, I got 8 points. I got how many points?
He's like, I got 7 points? No. I got 10. Now take me out.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. He pulled a sweetie. I got 10. Take care.
Yeah.
Shit.
And like I'm saying, I'm looking online and like Laker fans are losing. Well, I'm not.
Oh,
saying,
everybody's losing it, man. Bronze sexuals want to trade everybody off the team.
Y'all just won the championship. It was all fun.
And then on the
Zero
exact
fun
flip side,
now, huh?
on the exact flip side, I don't know if
Zero fun, sir.
yeah, I don't know if Martine has publicly stated it, but I have been on and said it many times on this platform, on social media. Lakers just got dumbass fans within the fan base. So you got bronze sexuals on one end, and you got the dumbass Lakers fans who are like, no, keep everybody. No. Don't get rid of the 13th guy on the bench that only gets in when it's a blowout. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Try to get something in return.
Seriously.
At this point, we know we haven't won a in 4 games or some shit like that. I'm like, everybody's expendable.
Playoffs.
Put everybody on the block.
You're on that tip. Playoffs. I'm just trying to win a game.
No, I'm not on that tip. I'm on the tip of this could be ultimate fuckery, and I enjoy it. The Lakers could end up a 7th or 8th seed, meaning they got to go into the play-in tournament and abuse all these other teams that are trying to get into the playoffs. And then you look at the Utah Jazz, and it's like, Utah Jazz, you have done great. You have the best record in the league this year. You got the number 1 spot. Congratulations. Your first-round opponent is LeBron, Anthony Davis, and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And they're tired. They're healthy. And they
rested.
Want blood.
Yeah.
Not tired.
Rested.
Rested.
And they want blood. And fans are back, too.
And you all know.
Oh.
Yeah. And everybody knows how much I despise a
think
Utah
about that.
Jazz fan. Nothing would make me happier than playing
mean,
the Utah Jazz
going
as
against
an
Jordan's
AC
heir.
in the first damn round.
I mean,
No, I'm chilling, man. Like, it
just let it
sucks.
play out.
Yeah, no, it sucks, but I'm just like, hey, man.
We won the championship already.
No, I'm not there.
I mean, no.
No, hell no, I ain't there.
I ain't there yet. You're like, oh no, I
I
ain't
don't
there.
know how you get down.
Not me. I'm just,
I do dynasties.
yeah.
I like seeing multiples. So, but in order to do that, you need healthy bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It sucks. Let them rest. Deal who you got to deal.
your Lakers about to get miniseries and shit on HBO. Is it a movie or miniseries?
Not serious.
Series.
Wow. They're still filming it right now during this pandemic.
I remember somebody on Twitter, they said, oh, we're going to see that Faithful Night from Magic Johnson. I said, come on, man.
It was Dionne Warwick, fam.
Come on.
It's
Come on, bro.
It's gonna happen.
But yeah, no, it's going to be centered around the Showtime Lakers. They got Adrian Brody. They brought him, how do you say Adrian Brody?
Adrian Brody.
Brody. They brought him in to be Pat Riley, and I was like, why didn't I not think of that earlier?
Yeah. Seriously.
Perfect.
Spot on.
They said John C. Riley was going to be the late, great Dr. Jim Buss. And at first I was like, Then they showed the pictures. I was like, let me shut the fuck up and y'all do what you do.
Yeah.
You better trust HBO.
You sent those pictures. I was like, sold.
Yeah. I don't know
This is
that.
gonna be
I'm
dope.
not familiar with the actor by name who's playing Magic, but from the side by side, I was like, it's good enough, do it.
Young Magic.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I don't know if you know this, Busby, but there's a reason why Donald Sterling is going to be involved with that, and it has a lot more to do with he has AIDS.
He gave him AIDS?
No, so he gave Dr. Jerry, I'm calling him Jim Buss. Oh my god,
Don't do that.
Dr. Jerry Buss, the late great Dr. Jerry Buss, not his son. That it's a fade on sight when I see
trash.
Jim Buss.
Trash.
I'm so glad I caught it and didn't wait till after the show to realize it.
I was like, that's your Jed York, huh?
No, it's worse.
Oh, it's much worse.
It's worse.
It is
There was
much
worse.
Deep in the shit.
There is never not going to be love lost in that.
Okay.
He's partially responsible for why Kobe's
I know.
tendon ran into the ground.
I know.
All he had to do was just bring back Phil Jackson, but he felt some type of way.
I know.
Yeah, okay, so we there. But the reason why Donald Sterling is in there is because he actually gave Dr. Jerry Buss the startup money to go acquire the Lakers. And then the beef started when the Lakers just was
winning,
kicking ass and owning everything L.A. And he was like, well, I got the Clippers. And then
and Magic got 8.
And Dr. Jerry Buss was like, okay, the fuck that mean to me? And that's where that shit starts. So that's why Donald Sterling, the actor that's playing him, I guess he could pass off. But yeah, I'm excited for this.
And HBO's doing it,
but I don't
right?
care about him too much.
But HBO's doing it, right?
I just want to see who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is being played by.
Whoever's gonna play it, he's gonna probably win an Emmy or Golden Globe.
Yeah,
got to.
Yeah.
And I want to know what year this is in.
It's probably gonna show throughout the year.
I was gonna say it's probably got to cover like all that ground. You know what I mean?
I kind of want them to, but I kind of want them to kind of pick either 85 or 87. That way I know for sure James Worthy's there.
Gotcha.
Byron Scott, Coop,
yup,
Rambus.
Like,
I want all of them.
The goggles.
And they're gonna probably sneak a little young Kobe Bryant cameo into shit.
Nah,
like
he's in Italy at the time.
I know he wasn't even young. He wasn't even born back then.
No, he was in Italy.
Oh,
that was when his dad was overseas playing.
Well, they'll show some shit of some black kid in Italy watching the Lakers play.
Yeah, possibly.
Kobe, come to bed. No, I gotta watch Magic Johnson. You know how they do that shit.
Yeah.
So Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, you know, you say that. It's like, come on, turn it off. No, but I gotta watch it. Come on, Kobe. You know how they do that shit.
Yeah. That's Kobe Bryant.
And then you watch remember that, man. Rest in peace, man. Kobe ain't saying that shit.
Oh yeah, so Deshaun Watson, bring your ass to the stand.
I ain't gonna say bring it to the stand.
But
It still smells like a smear campaign. But
he smearing his nose up some shit.
I just can't say too much about it because I only have jokes, and at the time it smells like a smear campaign.
But
and
now,
if it proves that it's not a smear campaign, now I got jokes, and I don't want to have to retract anything. So I'm just keep my jokes off air.
Okay,
that's how I'm gonna roll. I just will say it's getting pretty.
Spooky.
Hearsay, she say is getting a little nasty in the descriptions now.
Yeah, and the she say is kind of piling up a little bit more, and it's like okay.
I always just look at. Again, I wholeheartedly believe that when rape and sexual misconduct get brought up, it should definitely be taken seriously. But when the lawyer comes out and says we have evidence. And I'm going to release that evidence to the public later on at 5 o'clock. It's like, wait, what?
And he's friends with the fucking Texans owner.
And you
Neighbor,
live 4 blocks away. Like, it's like, wait, why are you releasing state's evidence to... Wait, what? No criminal charges have been brought up yet.
Of course not.
So that's what I'm saying.
Everything's
like, it's
civil.
Yeah, like, it's...
To me,
I want to mention this shit. Hold up. The highest civil case, $500.
Yeah. And I will say
$500. That's it.
I will say from the only thing
Emmys.
As of now, the only thing I'm like looking at Deshaun Watson sideways is if it is not the sexual misconduct and all that, but if it was true that he was meeting this woman just because he was hitting them up in the DMs because it was in COVID and he just wanted to get like allegedly his words, he wanted to play it safe and just get massages. It's like
you want a happy ending.
It's like you're a top 5 fucking quarterback in the NFL. You don't think the Houston Texans would have
gave you a help?
Went to Beijing to go get you a masseuse and brought her back to like whatever you wanted you could have gotten. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing I look at him sideways. I got him. Like you can't go to. I would expect me to go to the Instagram DMs to go find a masseuse. You can't play games like me. You have a whole entire network that is provided for the 1% of those who live in this country.
I will say this though, because I've talked to females that I've talked to NFL players, I've dated them, or players that jumped to their DMs. They're not that smart.
No, they're not.
They're really not that smart. All they know is football. And now that they got money and they're getting a little bit popular and they get that verified check, they feel they could get any woman they want. So
I'll say this: the ones that do that aren't that smart, but overall, they don't represent the large picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of guys who in order to be in the NFL, you gotta actually be smart.
Yeah.
That fucking playbook is no joke
At all.
Like, and I get what you're saying. They only know football.
Mm-hmm.
The way that fucking playbook looks, I would only know football too.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different
especially
variations.
if you're a lineman.
Yeah.
And just the blocking schemes.
Yeah.
You gotta know it. So I'm glad I got out of that.
But yeah, no, there's just a different network you gotta tap into. You can't. And I'm not saying that to think I have a shot with the IG honeys or anything like that. What I'm saying is you're Deshaun Watson. You're above that.
Yeah.
Let them get in your DMs. You have a network. Go tap into it. Handle that. There's NDAs involved and all. If whatever's going down is going down.
Yeah.
It just didn't have business. That's why I hold him responsible for that.
Right.
Other than that, these reports are nuts.
Super nuts.
Like, wild.
And you're telling me you were just sitting on that for all that time, and
Yeah,
the Texans didn't know about this
Seriously.
all of a sudden? Like, all of a sudden, when he wants to leave,
Now the reports come out.
Okay. Whatever.
Sounds
Meanwhile-
like perfect timing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they doing all this with Deshaun Watson. You know, they can't do front to back coverage on ESPN because they got transactions in both the NBA and NFL. This is actually pretty wild. Trade deadlines at the same time where NFL free agency is going on. It's never
What a
happened.
time.
So they can't do it. But Deshaun Watson, they keeping coverage of all this. Meanwhile, homeboy that was former of the
Seattle.
Seahawks did what he did to his girlfriend. They talked about it for one day. Ain't heard from him since.
Yep.
Yep.
Probably because the Seahawks got rid of him and shit, and he don't have a team.
What a time.
What a time. Niners re-upping on linemen and shit.
I mean, they're just bringing back players that they had already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the most part. The safety they signed, though, Tavon Wilson, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty
I don't know
good.
much about him. We'll
Yeah,
see.
nah, he's cool. But like I said, they're just bringing back parts that they already had and shit for the most part. And, you know, honestly, if everybody comes back healthy, fuck it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's all we need because that's kind of what got us there in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I'm good so far.
Yeah, as long as you set everything up going into the draft, do what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Shout out to our fullback.
Still got 20 mil under the cap.
Yep.
Like, that's insane.
And you said there was a rumor that they're fucking doing something when it comes to the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I was reading up on that shit like right before the show started. That's basically what it is. It's all rumors, but they're saying that they're still looking at a possible quarterback upgrade.
Hey man, Lynch has been working, dog.
Yeah,
So
sure
yeah.
has.
Definitely want to close this out with sports. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Lakers great Elgin Baylor.
Yes, sir.
Passed away at the age of 86 on Monday. This past Monday. Definitely rest in peace to him. If you want to talk about a player that all-time great that didn't win a title, Elgin Baylor, the first man to put up a triple-double average for a season. He did a whole lot behind the scenes too that there wouldn't be the type of NBA there is today without Elgin Baylor. Most importantly, retired players getting pensions and keeping medical. Like, this was all back in 1964
Right.
when all this was taking place. He spearheaded that. On another note, he was also one of the people that told Kobe stay the hell away from the Clippers.
That's a ding.
And also, Kobe had said that he was Dr. J and Jordan before Dr. J and Jordan.
A ding.
Yeah. A lot of people have compared and said that there's one player that's comparable to Elgin Baylor from today's game. It's an obvious answer, but it just goes to show the greatness of Elgin Baylor. It would have been LeBron.
Wow.
Like, for that size back in the 60s and 70s, like, Elgin Baylor was a different breed.
Yeah.
That's
Size,
wild.
speed, all that shit.
Yeah.
Athleticism.
Most definitely. So
Yeah.
definitely rest in peace.
Rest in peace to him. I'm gonna end this on one note because I've been meaning to bring this up and I keep forgetting. So this happened a few weeks ago and it's still just funny to me. So TikTok, these Generation Z kids discovered Eminem for whatever reason, and they felt like they wanted to cancel him because for the first time they heard the song "Love the Way You Lie," and they heard the last part where he said, "I'm gonna tie you to the bed and light this house on fire." So they decided to try to cancel him with that line.
This isn't for you, Busby.
Boo this man!
Out of all the songs That white boy has released.
That's the fucking one you go to?
Do you know who this man is?
Marshall Bruce Mathers
The third? Do you know who he is?
See, that brings me to a level of pistosity where now I just want to fuck with him. I just want to bring out all of Slim Shady.
It's like
Yes.
It's like pick and choose what line, what song. I don't know. It's like I'm gonna lose.
That did it for you guys.
Fam,
That's the
That's the one
song.
that did it for you guys, for sure.
His number one hit record with Rihanna.
Kim has been out for over 20 years now.
Now Blade, bitch, Blade.
If nothing happened to him then, it's...
She could be the bebop of Christopher Reeves.
Did you know that he did this? Yes, we lived it.
Yeah,
Sonny
we were there.
Bono.
I was there.
Sonny Bono skis horses, they hidden some trees.
The FCC and everything. We saw all the
They tried to
protests
cancel
and all
him.
that. Like we saw it all real time.
They tried to
Nothing
cancel
happened.
him. And even then, in 2021, he still says some shit. He's toned it down, and you guys still get mad at him.
Yeah, nah. Y'all gotta realize you just gotta grow up.
I mean,
some things are done.
He's fucking. I saw a stat like in 2020, he was one of the highest streaming artists out of like not one of them, but he was one of them up with Drake, Ariana Grande, and all the other. He was the only veteran rapper that's still streaming at a high caliber, which is an achievement in its own. And Curtain Call, his greatest hits, made an achievement. I think it was like over 500 weeks on the fucking charts or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I think the only greatest hits I can think of would be Pac's greatest hits. Like, Marshall Matters. But out of all the songs you want to cancel him for, it's that one. The audacity. Fuck you. This is episode 222 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. You can always follow me on the Twitter. Shout out to Mr. Fab. You can follow me at Mr. BuzzB, 4 lowercase 08 on the Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at iLLogicalSP. You can always follow us on Instagram as at the iLLogical Sense, and of course on the Facebook.
Give me a hell yeah!
I'm not a sexy boy.
I don't
Dance, son.
God.
And on all social media, you can hit me JC No Pants. And you can go to the rebranded In My Zone Radio on
Station Head.
As you are playing this, if it was first thing in the morning on Thursday, you got till about 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's when you go to the Station Head app, and the first episode of In My Zone Radio will be debuting. Just a bunch of music being played, man.
Well, he's talking.
It ain't even about talking.
Oh.
I play all music in there.
Oh, you not even like chime in
I
and
got
shit?
to do little chime-ins in between the songs, but
okay.
I can let the songs rock on there.
And you just walk away and do what you okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
nigga, I'm going to let 7 or 8 songs rock.
Nice.
Not even realize what the hell's going on. And then when I come back, yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Say that line popped off.
KBL.
You know?
You in this motherfucking quiet storm, bro.
Yeah,
You
nah.
need to chill with that
They don't
shit.
even do that shit no more. I be turning on
I gotta figure out a name like W Balls.
W balls.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out something like that.
How about the 2 pandemics? There's 2 pandemics. COVID.
And this deer. But yeah, so you can follow the show, and then if you've already been following the social media platforms, you'll see it. If you haven't, it's rebranded now under In My Zone Radio. Mm-hmm. The dope thing about Station Hit is if you don't listen to it live, once it's done, it's already ready to go for playback, and it's always up there.
sick.
So it's literally like a podcast where you can listen whenever you want to listen to it.
Music,
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
again,
what's up.
I'm gonna treat it like a legit radio show. It's just not gonna be a lot of talking. Like, do an intro song, talk for a little bit, and then I'm just running through. And then the dope thing about it is once the show ends and the show becomes available for replay, that's when I'll drop the actual playlist of what got played on all DSPs.
Nice. That's a
So,
ding.
yeah,
There you go.
That's
So
a ding.
you can either go on Station and listen to it, or if you just want to actually feel the vibes with no talking in between, just go right straight to playlist. Don't matter to me, as long as you check it out.
Nice.
Speaking of the ding, Martine.
Yeah, you can follow
Pause.
me on all my.
I know, right?
That's exactly why I laughed. I was like, wait, hold on, what?
And Bane. I mean, shit. Go on.
Yeah, you can follow me on all my social medias at Venomous408, spelled VNMS408.
Mm-hmm.
You could stream all my music on every digital streaming platform. Search for the name Venomous, spelled VNMS.
Yup.
And Above the Clouds podcast, man.
As always.
Last one was the Takao weed.
Takao.
Thank you.
Hear me back.
Which,
Oh, yeah.
by the way, man, I mean, he actually reposted it after like when it was the actual like cover photo and shit, like he reposted on the Weed Instagram and shit, Instagram story.
There you go.
So that was pretty cool. And the next one, like I did before, I'm bringing it back home. That's the only fucking, piece of
info
that I got right now. I'm bringing it back home.
Get him
Time
in.
out.
Speaking of verses,
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of Ghost and Ray.
Same here.
Only because I couldn't figure out how I could get to the actual screen Triller on the TV. But I did figure out that I could just watch it on the phone, on the Triller app, and then I could just AirPlay it.
Yeah.
It'll still show up. So I was like, all right, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it plays out. And then they released the lineups, and I was like, no, they got me. I'm back.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Easter Sunday. The Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
I ain't judging shit.
Nope.
I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to bring my mama out here.
Locked in.
And we are just going to vibe.
Yes, sir.
Just don't play that guy, Isley Brothers. You know what guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, they got a ton more hits, bro. They
I know,
don't
but
even play
I'm
just that one.
Well,
You know what I'm
he has a
saying?
few.
It doesn't matter. It's one.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Just don't play them.
No, there's multiple.
There's multiple.
You know what I mean?
Multiple.
Yeah.
That's y'all clue.
So they got that on Easter Sunday. Then a few weeks later.
Yes. My favorite time of the year. 420. They got a 420 special. Method Man and Redman.
I ain't judging that either.
Hell nah.
And I've been waiting,
Now
baby.
it makes sense that D'Angelo appearance. Because they both showed up. They both showed up for that. And now it makes sense.
And then they also announced in May. Is it coming in May?
May 9th, I believe.
SWV versus Escape. Tiny will be there too. Just don't ask her any questions.
I saw a joke about that. At some point, we're going to have to address that. It's just we run out of time. But there's a joke about
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of jokes.
They said Tiny not going to be there because she escaped in something else.
Yep. Ugh. And they announced there's a rematch. There's going to be a rematch versus. So I wonder what that's going to be. Probably Rick Ross and 2 Chainz again, maybe.
If it's Fab, he better show up without DJ Booth.
Or it could be.
I'll tell you that fucking much right now.
Or it could be fucking. What's his name? Dream and what's his name?
They better not do Dream and Sean Garrett. Don't do that.
Them
niggas don't like each other.
If they squashed it, then they could probably.
I don't think it's squashed. I don't. That is R&B beef.
Yeah.
I don't see that coming down anytime soon.
For real.
Nah, if it's Fab and Jadakiss, leave DJ Booth. Leave him around. How did 50 say when he said Game ain't with them no more?
I forgot what he said. That was a while back.
He said, nah, he ain't with me. He around the block.
Yeah, he around the block, around the corner.
Yeah, no, leave DJ Booth around the block. You don't gotta show up to that.
And I guess
motherfucker gonna talk about, no, I don't want to play that right now, Fab. Nigga, this ain't your show.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
For real.
And then Swizz was doing I guess they're on Clubhouse when they do the whole behind the scenes shit. And Swizz said in an interview that Dr. Dre was gonna do verses until he saw the quality in the fucking Teddy Riley and Babyface shit, and he changed his mind. Yeah, okay, Dre.
He probably did.
I believe that.
Yeah, same here.
I believe that.
I definitely believe that. He respects Babyface, and Teddy Riley is a homeboy, so I believe that.
Yeah, so he saw the quality and and all that. He was like, nah, you know how Dre is with sound.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. See, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah, we know how
Yeah.
Dre is with sound.
nigga will keep an album for a whole 20 years just because
Serious.
the damn EQ on a fucking album doesn't match.
It can just be like a hi-hat that don't
Yeah.
That doesn't-
hit the right way and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
That's like a gift and a curse. But anyway, I guess we out now.
222.
222. We in room 222.
We out.
Peace.